close towards the end to try and get that winner, but a draw today will take the point.
And obviously now we go into a couple of weeks off over Easter, but we come back in for a very, very important run-in. You sit 4th in the table right now. Is 3rd still on the cards, and will you be pushing, or is it more about gaining a stranglehold on that 4th spot?
Yeah, so it's keep the momentum coming in after the break. We want to keep pushing for that final 4, and yeah, try and finish the season strong.
Thank you so much. Here with Western United's Gracie Clarkson, obviously. I'm here with Western United's Gracie Clarkson. Obviously, Gracie, first game against former club Carlton Heart. How did you feel about it in the build-up?
I was quite nervous, but honestly it felt really good, to be honest, just to get back out there. And it was a good game. Unfortunately, we did concede 2 goals quite early, but I felt like it was pretty solid, but not our best game, but yeah.
And obviously, new to this Western United environment as well, how have you adjusted to being around the squad and the difference of setup?
Pretty easy. I knew most of the girls. I played in a tournament with them before, so I was quite comfortable with them, and it felt pretty good to play with them again.
And obviously, now we have 2 weeks off before we come back for an important run-in. You will have looked at the table and seen Western United's position. Does tonight hurt those title chances, or is there still a lot of belief that you can go for the top spot?
Absolutely still a lot of belief. You can't give up just yet. I still think we're a solid team, and I think we can do it, but we got to believe in it.
Thank you so much for your time, Gracie.
Halo, salam olahraga untuk seluruh pencinta futsal di Indonesia. Kami dari Melbourne Futsal Club dan Series Futsal akan mengadakan giveaway, di mana akan dipilih 15 pemenang. Masing-masing pemenang akan mendapatkan 1 jersey original dari Melbourne Futsal Club. Syaratnya sangat gampang, langsung saja follow akun Instagram ini dan akan dipilih selama 5 hari ke depan. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Let's go.
No idea.
I grew up with low self-esteem. It was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like.
We are back in Darabin once again as Jessica Au has an early go for Melbourne Aku. That is some way to introduce us, Ethan Rigg and Tyler Lewis. Game 2 of SFV Women's Round 10, and the first game did not disappoint. United looked to be cruising their way to draw level with Melbourne Aku on points at the start. However, 2 late Carlton Heart goals completely shell-shocked those from out west and gave the Heart some massive things to believe in. As Au found a lovely ball again, and a couple early advances forward for Melbourne Aku, who are knocking on the Eastern 1-0 door. Obviously, the league leaders are absolutely flying so far this season. Unbeaten, currently a point clear at the top, and at the moment, playing with some serious ferocity, maybe a touch too much of it just then.
No, never enough ferocity. That was a hard challenge. Let him know you're there. Kind of Brexit futsal.
There's a loud thud on the court in
it
Darabin, as there always is.
That really hurt.
Oh, that didn't look pleasant at all.
Aku made the signing of Molly Burke. She's been out most majority of the season due to outdoor commitments, so it's good to see her back on the series futsal court as well. Very, very talented player, very dangerous player. As we see Aku here now look to go forward. Fortunately, turn that one over, and 1-0 look to go on the break. They scored the first goal last week against Fitzroy. Can they do the same? And, oh, no. Oh, Danielle Bradley on international duty for New Zealand, so they've gone back to Rebecca Yee in goal. So
nearly tested early. As it broke for Eastern 1-0, who have had a lot of opportunities on them. Obviously, they shocked Fitzroy last week by taking the lead before a rather familiar scoreline settled in. As Molly Burke's had a few early involvements for Aku.
Quality player, very, very, very solid player. Aku, no players again though. They've only got Giselle Day on the bench and Aisha Attic, who's still recovering from a knee injury. So they'll come on if really required, but prefer not to.
A lot of squads running light around this time of year. A few injured.
Yeah, that midpoint of the season generally brings a few injuries here and there. And obviously with the women's, we don't have a bye at all. So like it's very hard to back up every single week.
This will be 10 straight. Of course, we are in that halfway point of the season. And teams will certainly be feeling the press of the intensity that these games are played at and how much it can take it out on them. For your stars to be fit is a true luxury. To have a squad that's fully available is a true luxury. As Eastern 1-0 haven't.
And there it is, someone sitting there at the back post for Aku as per normal and just putting it in the back of the net.
It was well worked and a bit of magic from Jessica Au, who's looking to drive and go herself this time. Danilis made a top stop at a near post.
Don't think you beat Selena Danilis from there. Like for a young keeper, she's very good at the long shots. Very good long shot stopper. Most of the goals that you can see her at the back post. Generally off a well worked pass.
As Au nearly had another. It was nearly another for Aku. Jessica Au flashing across the face. It opened up for her. And she caught it sweet as well. As Eastern 1-0, despite a bright start, are now under the pump. Burke tried to roll that one into Au. It was a real fizz on that ball. And at the moment, it has to be said that Aku are the more likely to score again. Eastern 1-0 may have something open up for them on the break. Obviously, they are searching for a first win this season.
Yeah, so again, top of the table versus bottom of the table in this game. So I don't know how well we can expect the result to be here for 1-0. If they can keep this semi-close, I think they'll take it as a win. But right now, Selena Danilis comes out again. Shot from Burke. And Danilis makes a good save there, pushes it out for a corner. So Aku now will undertake something here.
Good stop from Danilis, and they will get to reload again.
Probably a more dangerous corner this side for Aku. They prefer the ball so that the right footers can cut in and shoot. As we see Al now on the ball, she's going to look for the middle, finds it.
Oh, lovely ball for D'Alessandro, whose first shot was saved by Danilis, the second cut out. As Svetkopoulos comes away with it.
Oh,
lovely one too. Oh, they nearly work it so well.
Follow. Didn't post. That's something they'll have to work on. Back post, pass post, especially as a target. That's what you want your targets to do, is give that ball and then move to the post.
It was Skodnicka's flick. Once again, Danilis got the Melbourne Aku corner. Alessandro second. The first shot.
She turned her head when didn't find out where the ball was. Again, especially that close, it's daunting. It's daunting for any.
I mean, she may be able to face Danilis. That's a super stop. It opened up for Day, and she was well and truly up to the task. 7
saves so far Danilis has made. Early on, like that, you can see Aku are just putting it through. Defense not standing up here for 1-0. Letting it through the middle of the court a lot.
It's a fine who couldn't quite get it under. And that's been one of the big for Eastern 1-0 this season, hasn't it? That ability to be opened up with so much ease, especially by sides well drilled as Aku and as Fitzroy were last week too. It almost gives a lot of vulnerability that teams can exploit because you give it away in such a dangerous players to occupy that space. So vulnerable.
Yeah, lose every game. She's been outstanding. Been up one of the best few keepers of the season so far. Like nothing, she hasn't played better than Liz Air or Layla H Highleberg or anything like that. But like at her age, being able to do what she's doing is pretty impressive. And
seeing some more of that tonight. Despite having beaten twice, not a lot she could have done about either as Day is streaming away, rolls it for Au, who has two advancing into the area, look to roll it into Day, and Danilis off her line quickly.
good charge.
It on Day, wriggled away. Roll it place. But at the moment, Aku are just in a serious groove, not quite flow state. You can see that the way that this team is set up and structured causes as many problems as Berg might be there to turn third. A scramble at the back of Danilis, got a set of hands to it. A lovely corner, Yamashita cut it out. But at the moment, the pace at which this Aku side are playing with and how well drilled they are, it is just simply devastating.
Fortunately for Selena, she's nearly given up the same goal 3 times. Really. However, she's turned ahead every single time they've scored. Something that she keep working on because it's obviously not there yet. Drops the same knee, turns ahead.
Touch from Day, and now had a go. Yamashita, it's ball to find her, but then Danilis again at that near post, approaching double figures in terms of saves already is Day.
She'll end up with 50 saves this game.
Tried to come away. Now Svetkopoulos.
I can see 10, but she'll end up with 50 saves.
Certainly booked in for a busy
have one of the best evenings of career tonight. This is going to be an onslaught. If 1-0 cannot fix this defence, and right now it doesn't look like they are. They all want to sit back. Alice on the flank by herself. Middle's open again. Plays Burke down the line. Not following runners.
By Yamashita, but still with it. It opens up. Get past Yamashita, and in the end, Rebecca Yee line very quickly to cover. Rolled it. So open for Aku. Yamashita once but twice. Caffrey left it for Danilis, but they are getting some serious joy down that right flank.
Yeah, they are. Just need someone to come into the top of the D. They're not going to beat her. They're not going to beat her from there. She's proven that tough job.
It's McCaffrey. That's a ball towards Treviso, and it just had too much on it. You can see when they do actually break that Aku press, as those in red, blue and white will call a first timeout. They have a quick fire double to open it all up.
They didn't want the timeout for this one, but as soon as you hand over that card to the third official, your timeout is given at the next stop.
Aku will have a timeout they maybe did not want, but they lead Eastern 1-0 by 2-0.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player, because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally, futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that. We know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail. It's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard. And maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
Return from timeout. A quick fire double for Melbourne Aku. Sees them already 2-0 up. Just how gives one away. Eastern 1-0, look to drive forward. That's a lovely hit from Bennett. And Yi got down to make a smart stop.
Really, really good hit from Bennett. No, like, just unpredictable shot there. Yi does well to get down. But we'll find Aku now. We'll try and find, I reckon that message at the timeout was, hey, stop shooting from out wide, let's put it in the middle. We've seen we scored, was it 2-3-0? Like it, so.
And you can see as well, there is just, it's all about that space that's opened up in the middle. That must have been the key message, as that's a lovely flick to find out. A beautiful return from Ollie Burke. They can't quite turn it in, and Bennett will clear her lines, but that was Aku at their best.
Yeah, very, very smart play there from Jess and Burke.
It was a lovely link up from a side who certainly are in flow state at the link up. From a side who certainly are in flow state at the moment.
I think they'll just happily take this game pretty easily, so.
Yamashita, Burke. Back with Yamashita once more. Melbourne Aku. As Al's trying to dance her way by. Day's got Yamashita on the overlap. It was a lovely cutout from Trevisiol. Day came away with it again, and Bennett this time makes the block. Do you think as well in that timeout break? For Eastern 1-0, it will have been on that defensive composure and sorting out that structure.
It's the only thing they could have talked about because they haven't been attacking very well. So, like, the first thing they should have been talking about is, hey, let's not leak any more goals out the back. And you can see now that they've set back defensively, they're getting up more of their counter-attacks. That's how they score their goals, off counter-attacks. Aku scored off movement of the ball. Fitzroy scored off movement of the ball. Right now, your Thornburys and your 1-0s, they like to counter-attack. And right now, they're looking okay.
Certainly is. Two very distinct styles out on court this evening as McCaffrey rolls it wide. Eastern 1-0, probably in their calmest period of what has truly been a volatile start as far as they're concerned. Trevisiol trying to work her way beyond Jessal. Bennett. That's a lovely ball that opens up for Nuri. Shot was rather tamed, but it's better from Eastern 1-0. As Yi looked to go long for Au, who couldn't quite get it under. Bennett now has half court to drive through. Day stuck a leg out. Trevisiol came away with it, recycled it to McCaffrey. Skip beyond Yamashita. Opens up for McCaffrey,
Corner.
who via a deflection wins a corner.
I was watching the referee, he didn't put his hand up and like give the corner. There was a massive deflection there. McCaffrey's been good. She's been really good. Look, in the circumstances at the end of the day, like she likes to move the ball forward. She's going to be a very dangerous player. I know she's really young as well. I think she's only like 15 as well. 15, 16.
A lot of youth being the prospect for this Eastern 1-0 side as Yamashita's rolled in. That's a lovely save from Danilis again. Al kept it alive for Aku.
Yeah,
all the way back for Burke.
Sorry, what?
Yamashita's ball in. Didn't come to anything.
What was really good there is Selena pushed the ball away. She didn't just push it back into the middle. She moved the ball as far away as she could, pushed it out to the flank. So that made her be able to get back up. She had to put it back in the middle. Aku chasers are coming in, and like that's what a lot of keepers do. They like to save back into the middle of the court, forces them to make a double save. She did really well pushing the ball out wide and pairing it away.
McCaffrey just rolled down the line.
Oh, hello.
Can Eastern 1-0 work something? Jessau trying to dangle a leg in. In the end, Yamashita came away with it. Burke for Al. Clipped it towards Yamashita. Nuri got in the way, not once but twice. Might as well keep it alive. Runs out of court, but for Eastern 1-0 at the moment, I talk about a lot about Danilis and the action that she's faced, the saves that she's made. This has easily been their best spell in terms of their shape and their setup as well in this game.
Yeah, it has. I think they'll get tired though. Right now you've got Jess. I think the camera would have picked it up. Jess was sitting there by herself on the opposite flank because they're all chasing the ball now. They've made a sub, and now, okay, who am I meant to be on? Who am I meant to say anything? Like, who's where? Basically, what Costa probably would have said to them, stop switching players, one player only. Now they've made the sub. They're not able to stay on that one player because they don't know who they're meant to be on anymore.
Maybe a transition from a zone rather than player to player as Al twisting and turning away down that right flank. Receives it once again, and Jessica out with another go. Danilis made a smart save the first time, but the second is flashed across the face once more.
Unreal, the amount of chances Aku are getting right now.
Ticking down nicely for Eastern 1-0. What can they work? Can they find a way to just halve the deficit and get themselves back into the game? It would be such a huge momentum switch if they were able to, because we know how this Aku team, you need to try and apply pressure to them somehow.
Yeah, I think the best way at this point to apply pressure to Aku is to try and beat them on the counter-attack. But when you do it, you've got to be clean. Like, especially right now, they've got one sub. Can't press them because they're too good on the ball, and they'll go around you. We've got players like Jess, Burke. Like, it makes it tough. But so now you need to sit in your middle, because you know Selena's pretty much going to save anything out wide. So you hold the middle up, try and hope they play the ball into and force it, and cop something on the counter attack. And you can give something on the counter attack as Selena makes another good save there.
It is out wide where Aku have found the most joy, but they haven't been able to find the net. And it might have been that tactical change from Eastern 1-0 just to be more compact, as Al from D'Alessandro skip beyond Comito. Al had a hit. McCaffrey got in the way. Once again, important bodies on the line, as Jessica Al really thundered that towards goal.
Yeah, they're holding the middle pretty well. I think that's why Aku haven't scored since the timeout. They're the ones that called it too, and they haven't made any difference on it.
They certainly have been trying. There's been a few tests for Danilis, who's made some lovely saves and been very solid when called upon this evening so far, as McCaffrey couldn't find a way beyond D'Alessandro. Comito came away with it. Has two Aku shirts to beat and tried to get beyond, stumbled, and D'Alessandro could come away with it. Look for the return for Al. McCaffrey stuck her leg in. Trivisiol couldn't get enough on it. Yamashita for D'Alessandro. And after a bit of a scramble, Aku looked to go on the break once again, but couldn't get a shot away.
Yeah, no, they've done really well. Probably the worst player you want to try and take on is Jess Au, the Futsal. So not the best decision making by 1-0 there. Losing it in the middle yet again. Unfortunately bailed out yet again.
As Au's looking to drive, has McCaffrey to beat, skip beyond her but ran out of room. It is those dangerous giveaways because it opens up so much room for her. Obviously, Australian international Futsal, the amount of quality she possesses is not something you can afford to gift the time and space that Eastern 1-0 are at the moment. As Yamashita looked to find out again, who, had she turned, could have had another blaze away at goal. And the only question is, how do you stop that level of influence? If you're Eastern 1-0, we might get to that as Yamashita had a go. And Danilis made another strong save. But how do they go about even trying to remotely nullify Jess Au, who might get in on the act? And Yamashita was prowling at the back post. Tyler, we might finally get to you.
Kicker. I think it's the only way you're going to stop her. She's too good. She's an unreal player. Like, her, Frisky, even Beck's now in that category. Like, they're just players that you do your best to contain, but you're never going to stop their influence on the game completely. It's just not possible. It's not like AFL where you have a tagger sit on the player the entire game. It just doesn't work like that.
So we held on a corner. Will be retaken. It was looked to be taken quickly. Flicked into the middle of that area. Runners arriving. Au is one of them. It's hooked away off the line by Nuri. Au came away with it again. Yamashita tried to clip down the line, and McCaffrey stuck a leg in to prevent Burke from being able to break away.
Yeah, McCaffrey's been really, really good since the timeout. Stop everything. She's pretty much man-marked Jess for the majority of it. Every time Jess goes forward, McCaffrey seems to take her. So Burke wins that one. Turns the ball over there. Commentator's curse on McCaffrey. Day, Al. Selena Danilis comes out again. Very strong, uses her feet, wins the ball back.
There's another top save from Danilis. It might break for Comito. Yamashita doing the defensive work. This time round, it will be an Eastern 1-0 corner, having nearly conceded at the other end. It has been a frantic period.
Just about 2 minutes left here, Ethan. So been really tough since the timeout for Aku to get another goal, and they're probably sitting there going, oh, we should have scored 3 or 4.
But at the moment, similar to how the United game was earlier, there's no threat for now. We know how quickly that can change, but there's been no threat for now going forward. The defensive recovery has been good. Yamashita's at the heart of it, and she rolls for Ao, who has 2 to beat. Does she skip beyond Kamito? No. She got a leg in and was able to clear.
They've done well. What they've done when Jess has the ball, and I think they're very much focused on Jess at the moment, is they've taken a step off her, and then as soon as she receives the ball, they've stepped up into her space, which hasn't allowed her to have as much possession, like control of possession.
Lovely turn to get away from Nuri. McCaffrey once again in the right place. That's a lovely ball. Too heavy for Kamito, but it's the right idea for Eastern 1-0. Days roll quickly from Yi. Has Yamashita and Ao. Goes with Yamashita. Jessica Ao. Work. Dying at the half that Aku have truly dominated. They've been going forward. Bit calm. Ao's able to skip beyond her. Had Treviso in the middle. Yi spilled it, but she squared it, and they may have had an avenue back into this game.
Yeah, definitely. She caught one there as well. 1-0 have asked for their timeout, just so you know. So if we go out as a 1-0 ball, we'll go into another timeout break before the half. But 1-0 look dangerous right now, so we'll get. Worry about it.
2 seconds to go, and that will be that for a first half where Melbourne Aku certainly have dominated the lion's share of shots and possession, and their ambitions of an SFV are well and alive. As it stands right now, they will stretch their legs at the top, but they've still got a second half to see. However, in complete and relative cruise control at the break, it is Melbourne Aku who leads Eastern 1-0 by 2-0.
Halo, salam olahraga untuk seluruh pencinta futsal di Indonesia. Kami dari Morlan Futsal Club, dan mana akan menang akan mendapatkan 1 jersey original dari Morlan Futsal Club. Syaratnya sangat gampang, langsung follow akun Instagram ini dan akan dipilih selama 5 hari ke depan. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Let's go.
It was me and my mama, just us in the hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. Running around in a benzo. Ready to I'll be in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses. Look at me now. I used to crash in a
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that we know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level. So you have to work hard every day. It's detail. It's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody goes.
Back from half-time in Darabin. Eastern 1-0 have a mountain to climb. They're 2-0 down against the league leaders, Aku, who want to stretch their legs into a short Easter break. How big a psychological difference, even before Fitzroy take court tonight, knowing that they will go into Easter as the league leaders and will start the all-important run-in at the summit.
Yeah, that's going to be a massive thing. I mean, Aku would tip favourites to win the league. Fitzroy.
As Al had a stab at goal. Kamito was there to clear it off the line, but already you can see that they are not looking to slow up and sit on a 2-0 lead. They get the feeling that maybe the second half of that first period might be... Oh, that's a beautiful ball for Yamashita, who tried to go through the legs. It scrambled and she had another stab, but Jessica Au with an absolutely wonderful pass in.
She's unreal. She's such a good player. Like she's raved a lot, but she deserves the praise. Like she's a very, very, very talented and special generational talent that we have in Victoria. Been doing it for a long, long time.
As Kamito might have a chance to get back in.
She has to cop a yellow card for that. Yeah, she does, and does it with a smile. Then Rebecca Yee sits there and goes, "Is that on me?" And it just that's a bit behind her. No, I copped it.
Cynical but necessary from Jessica Au.
Tactical foul.
Tactical indeed.
Yeah.
Usually you might get away with the first one of those.
Yeah, not when you're that high up on the court though. I think that's if she had done it in her attacking half, she would have been all right. They probably would have let it go. But
almost like a Rodri type foul in an outdoor game.
Yeah, exactly.
But Eastern 1-0, and McCaffrey have an opportunity because of it.
Where's the space? Space is in the middle.
Kamito at the back stick. McCaffrey's hit. Yee parried it. Al came away with it. Now has 3 to beat. Just holds it up. Tried to clip Yamashita down the line, who did well to keep that in. But in the end, McCaffrey stuck a leg out and Aku will retain it. But they rode that free kick out very well. It was a good setup. As Al was caught and Kamito can bear down. They took it too quickly. She went round Yee, who stuck a palm out. And that is an all-important touch to ensure that Aku blushes are spared.
What happened there? Just switched off for a moment, talking to the referee, I believe. And they turned the ball over. And good save there by Rebecca Yee as well. Got down really low, put her under enough pressure where she was even going to miss the shot as
the corner was spilled by Rebecca Yee, and Eastern 1-0 have a penalty.
I swear, there's only one referee here that gives penalties. Called handball. I didn't see it. Hopefully the camera caught it. But
now here we go. It'll be McCaffrey's chance to take and to claw Eastern 1-0 back into this game. Aku with a couple of lapses at the start of the second half. How massive could this be? We've already seen 1-2-0 come back this evening. Are we about to see the long march back up the mountain be halved? McCaffrey against Yee. There's a lot riding on it. Will Aku get out of jail, or will McCaffrey put them back in? Yee makes a brilliant save.
Good save, Rebecca Yee. Stands up when she has to. She was a long-term goalkeeper before the signing of Danielle Bradley, so good to see her back and stands up when a team needs her the most.
Superb save from the spot. As Kamito's trying to regather it, Yamashita stuck her leg out, but it's a brilliant save. However, it is a massive let-off for Aku, who've been caught napping early in this second half.
And Jess Au and the referee on the near side, Rodrigo, having a few words. Interesting to see. I'd love to hear the conversation because Jess doesn't seem too happy and Jeff's not the type to complain to the referee like that.
Certainly a subplot developing. As Aku get away with one. There were a couple of protests about that handball.
I think it's harsh, but I didn't see it properly, so it's hard for me to comment. Hopefully the camera caught it and we can all judge it later on.
As McCaffrey has a go and Yee gathers calmly and coolly. Looks to go long for Au. Yamashita took that down beautifully. That's a lovely ball for Au, who will turn in a third. That is scintillating from Melbourne Aku. The touch from Yamashita was unbelievable. The ball brilliant. And Au audaciously rounded the keeper and rolled in a third with utter calmness.
Did everything she was meant to do. Yamashita to take a bow on that pass. It was one of the best passes I've seen all night. So far, I know we're only 2 games in, but Jess does the smart thing. She knows Selena's going to go to ground when she comes out at her, rounds her, walks into the back of the net. Sophie McCaffrey, though, I don't know if anyone saw it or noticed, she still worked back even though it was an open goal. So really good to see from the 2 young leaders of 1-0.
Super goal. McCaffrey's efforts, unfortunately, in vain. As a Melbourne Aku maraud forward on the break. What a takedown, and what a ball, as that's lobbed long from Yee for Jess Au, who's feeling in the mood now. Tried to roll it, clip it towards D'Alessandro for a hat-trick. Couldn't apply the finishing touch. As Danilis looked to go long for Kamito, she ran out of room. And Aku, having been caught napping, have finally got a lid back on it as Au looked to skip away from Skotnicker and did well. Jess Au might be going all the way, rolls it for Yamashita. It is 4, and it is now free-flowing Aku futsal at its finest.
Floodgates have definitely opened now. I don't think we'll see 1-0 be able to do what they did. They probably need a timeout if they're going to do it, and I don't think they'll use it.
It was a beautiful goal again.
The way they move the ball, Ethan, is just second to none right now. Like they're fantastic. As 1-0 do the same thing, but instead of giving to the back pass, she decides she wants to have the shot on the left. I think the ball slipped away from her a little bit, which forced the decision, but still. They do everything right in that last moment. The wrong decision's made.
Be Kamito's corner. Look to fire it in towards Yee's near post. She was alert too and stuck a leg out. D'Alessandro just holding it up. Rolls it back for Burke. Looks to clip long towards Au. Skotnicker did well to read it first, but Au, that's a lovely ball too. Well read by Bennett. McCaffrey tried to come away with it. Au once more. Clip towards the back post. Skotnicker alert to the danger. Yamashita hot on her heels. Trying to turn her way out and does brilliantly in the end to not only get out of that press, but also to keep the ball for Eastern 1-0.
Yeah, that's quite impressive. Young players, man. I mean, that's been 1-0 philosophy. Let's go young and try and build our team. The struggle that 1-0 are going to have, they lose a lot of games. They're going to struggle to keep these players over the next couple of seasons, especially players like McCaffrey. Hopefully she's loyal enough where she wants to stay. That's a foul. Just caught a foot.
Kamito clipped down by D'Alessandro. Nothing sinister about it. A clear tangle. McCaffrey has another free kick. Can they load up? Bennett looks to give it back to McCaffrey. That's a lovely ball. Only really has Kamito in the middle. Skotnicker dropped back. And Molly Burke stuck her leg out. Eastern 1-0. Reloading again. It's all the way back to Bennett. Lovely ball to Kamito. But Yamashita marshalling marvellously.
Yeah, it's Aku now defensively are very, very solid. They're not allowing so many easy passes through, tracking a lot more. Again, though, no subs for Aku. I'm sure they're tired by now. Molly Burke hasn't played all season. Yamashita runs all day. So does Jess. But eventually, like you're only rotating one play. You're going to start to get tired. The legs are going to start to burn.
Do you think it's about now for Aku? Obviously, we saw it just then with those 2 quick goals. Do you think it will be hitting in bursts instead of trying to sustain it and then almost keeping themselves calm to save it for when those opportunities really clearly open up? I mean, they have more than a buffer, and Al might be going alone. Jessica Al adds a 5th with a ferocious hit. And it is a 5-star performance from Aku, who will well and truly stretch their legs. The league leaders getting into a sprint as the run-in begins.
Yeah, back to your question, Ethan. I definitely do think it will be more about the little bursts. You'll find them probably sit back a little bit more when they have side balls and stuff like that. And when they don't, they'll sit there and press up. 1-0 have lost the ball nearly every time they've been pressed, so it's a smart thing to do.
Bennett skipped beyond Day beautifully. Had options, looked to go for a strike. Yee covered the near post calmly.
That's the one thing Aku have done really well. They forced all the shots out wide. Yee hasn't had a lot to do.
She might be called into action. Bennett's shot crashed into Burke, who did well to come away with it. That was brilliant defending, and then to have that hunger to continue to go. Rolls it back for Al. Lovely ball in for D'Alessandro. Day's come as the short option. Al once more. Options left and right. That's a beautiful ball from Burke for Day. It might open up for her. Had 2 to beat, and in the end, Bennett came across at the expense of a corner.
Doing well here, like Aku. They've controlled the game really, really well. Obviously, they're the league leaders for a reason. A little bit of credit here to 1-0. They've maintained majority of the game. They've had probably 2, 3, 4 minute lapses where they've copped all 5 goals. So first half they conceded 2 really quickly. Second half they conceded 3.
Oh, stunning ball from Alpha. D'Alessandro to have a go. Clipped with the outside of the boot down the line. That was a beauty. Brilliant vision to pick her out. D'Alessandro couldn't apply the finish, but she may still get that hat-trick. 2 quick opportunities, both flashed wide.
Yeah, I can see the look on some of the 1-0 faces right now. They were in this game up until about 4 minutes ago. And now they're sitting here going, oh man, we're getting pumped.
Scott Nicker with a lovely turn, rolled it to Bennett, who couldn't get the shot away. D'Alessandro came away with it from Day. Now Al, once again, carrying forward. Couldn't skip beyond Scott Nicker. It might open up for her to have a go at Yee, and she tracks her shot just wider than near post. But it's that sort of giveaway. Aku have had a couple of lapses, but Eastern 1-0 haven't been able to capitalise at all. As Day couldn't find a way down the line. Svetkopoulos did well. It was given away to Molly Burke, and she dragged her effort wide as well. But it was almost like at that point, with that giveaway, and especially the pressure they've put on, that there are Aku shirts queuing up at every opportunity as Au from Burke. She herself is looking for a hat-trick as Jessica Au. That's a lovely ball to find Day, who's made the run for her. Has 2 to beat. Day had a go. And Danilis held beautifully as we have a 1-0 timeout in the making.
Yeah, it's really hard to mention things in this game. Like, we're just seeing 1-0 collapse. So the timeout's a really smart timeout because it's going to allow him to readjust. But they've turned the ball over in the middle 4 times in a row. Selena's head drops back every time they have a shot. Like, you can tell the frustration's there. Now it's up to 1-0 to actually fix it.
Can 1-0 try and close it up defensively, or will Melbourne Aku continue on their merry way? They've been 5 stars so far, and they lead Eastern 1-0 by 5-0.
Halo, salam olahraga untuk seluruh pencinta futsal di Indonesia. Kami dari Morlan Futsal Club dan Series Futsal akan mengadakan giveaway, di mana akan dipilih 15 pemenang Masing-masing pemenang akan mendapatkan satu jersey original dari Melbourne Futsal Club. Syaratnya sangat gampang, langsung saja follow akun Instagram ini dan akan dipilih selama 5 hari ke depan. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Let's go!
I grew up with low self-esteem. It was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. Riding around in a benzo.
We're back from timeout as Eastern 1-0 have a look forward. Burke immediately nods it down to Au, who finds Day, and Aku might be looking for a sixth. A lovely turn from Day, who looked to return it to Au. Bennett came away with it. The press is well and truly on. Scott Nicker stole a yard. Has options left and right, looking to twist and turn her way beyond Aku's shirts. Does brilliantly. Bennett still alongside her in support. It might fall for Eastern 1-0 to have a go. And right now, aside from a penalty that was missed, they haven't had too many looks, a couple of half chances, but is that the big moment that they will rue?
It's actually what I was about to say to you. I think, also, by the way, the referee did make the correct call. I have seen it back on the stream. It definitely was a handball. So well done. But you cannot, that's where the turning point was. They got the penalty. They could have gone 2-1 down, and now they're 5-0 down. And that's all it really takes is one moment can change it. We saw it in the last game. Hart scored again really quick after, and made it a 2-all game at the end. So, that's a goal. That touched.
They will get one back in the end as Bennett is there to turn home. It was a lovely loft into the area. Yee didn't come and claim, and Bennett gets, although it may be a consolation, you would have to say it has been deserved for Eastern 1-0.
They deserved a goal, yes. That goal caught everyone off guard, obviously. It was a side ball that was just kind of put into the area that hit Bennett's foot and went in. But I think this will wake up Aku now. Aku will want to have a few more shots. They would have hated conceding that goal.
Certainly already
great
the
turn.
Impressions there as Scott Nicker with a great turn. Bennett's continued her run for a double. It flashed just wide of the near post. It opened up so invitingly and she hit it sweet. Just couldn't divert it on target. Might have done Yee for power, who looked to go long for Au. In the end, she was only able to clip the chain.
Yeah, it's funny because you don't notice it straight away, but when you look up, you can see the wire move from side to side.
It's Au. Comes away with it. That's wonderful to skip by 2. Jessica Au might go by herself. Beyond 3. Lovely ball across for Day, who left it for Burke, who was arriving when really she should have turned it in.
Yeah, I think she'll be disappointed with that one, Chazelle. Burke wins that one. Au now. She's going to look to shoot or play back. Oh.
Tried to go through the legs of Svetkopoulos. Aku on a corner. Nothing was quite doing. Bennett now has the chance to skip away. Day couldn't get it off her. Bennett's continuing a really driving run. Day had another go. Bennett delivered with the ball. Svetkopoulos caught on it. And Yamashita can run it in herself. She had Au in support. Looked to have a go. Also maybe could have squared.
Yeah, he could have squared, but also that ball from Bennett was intended for McCaffrey, and just cut off in the middle. If they had to let the ball go, McCaffrey's away, has a lot of space. Little things that 1-0 are just doing that aren't working for them at the moment. They're looking to switch, but not all their players are on the same page. As Au wins that one and gives it off, but unfortunately that shot is well wide, and Danilis will bring it back in.
Both of those on a hat-trick, Au and D'Alessandro, who will claim the match ball as Bennett is found. Lovely throw from Danilis. McCaffrey down the line for Svetkopoulos. And once again, marshalled by Yamashita, who hasn't stopped this evening. We mentioned only one on the Aku bench. They've used those substitutions incredibly wisely. And Svetkopoulos rolls it back for McCaffrey. That's a nice turn to get away. Looked to work the shot. Instead found Bennett, who had a go. Yee got her angles right. Collected. Rolled for Yamashita. Found a way beyond Scott Nicker. Now Burke. Au. Lovely turn. Couldn't quite give it to Yamashita, but it's been a staple and a symbol of how Aku have played this evening. So calm in possession. Have been able to work so many opportunities through the middle of court. as Jess Owl's been a huge part of that. Her pocket's picked by Scott Nicker, who might be able to roll it in. Tried to leave it for Bennett. Burke read it best. It comes out for McCaffrey to have a go, and Yee gathers rather easily.
Yeah, I haven't noticed 1-0 make a lot of subs in this second half. I mean, they had opportunities with Kamito, is it? She was really dangerous, but she spent a lot of time on the bench. Like, makes you wonder what could she have done if she had been on in this period of the game.
Certainly is heavy minutes, and especially when teams are getting tired, those substitutes make such a difference. Day's made way for Melbourne Aku and D'Alessandro back on, so you sense that they want yet another. They're not quite done scoring yet as Ao rolls it for Yamashita. Can see tired legs as Ao picks up once again. It opens up for Ao, who gets her hat-trick.
Great toe poke there from Jazz, puts it into the side netting. And yeah, no Mary Habib tonight for Aku either. Like, they missed a lot of players missing this week. Interesting, really interesting developments. So you can see over there, Fitzroy have a full team as we look at look forward to the next game. Fitzroy have a full team. Thornbury look like they're full as well, so that should be an entertaining game.
That is right up next. Fitzroy against Thornbury, who will have seen Melbourne Aku stretch their legs and know three-pointer a must to keep up. They come into it in fine form, do the Tigers, as Ao is pressed by Trevisiol and then Yamashita by Bennett. They work it nicely all the way out to Burke. This is beautiful futsal from Aku. D'Alessandro for Burke once more.
Spreading the court really, really well here.
Ow. Giveaway, sold Yamashita short. She did well to judge the challenge on Bennett. Got it away from Trevisiol. Ow tried to clip it over the top. It still will break for Yamashita, who rounded the keeper. And in the end, Danilis recovered brilliantly to make the save. And then an audacious ball to look long and maybe try and catch Yee out.
Not the time to do it, though. He's not a keeper that leaves her D. You want to do that on someone more like Liz Air or potentially even a... No, pretty much Liz. Liz is the only one you really... Or maybe Paige as well. But they're the only two keepers you really want to do it on.
Burke for Yamashita. Lovely ball for D'Alessandro, who tried to return it. McCaffrey with a slide. Trevisiol is one-on-one. Breaks away and rolls in a lovely goal. They get a second, and Trevisiol took that brilliantly. Rolled it through not one but two sets of legs. And Eastern 1-0 do have some shining lights from what has been a bit of a dark evening at times.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's only been a dark evening in 2 patches of 3 and 4 minutes. Like, that's really all it came down to. First half, they can see 2 really quick in 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Second half, they can see 3 and 4 minutes. Like, that's what it comes down to. The rest of it has been good. It's just young team, inexperienced. They're going to make mistakes in those patches.
Danilis looking to get them going very quickly and play Trevisiol in again. It's a young team who have seen a lot of learning curves this season, but there have been a lot of bright sparks. Still yet to get that first win, but they've shown a lot of fight in games. As Dave for Ao, lovely return for Dave. Danilis did brilliantly. She read that situation wonderfully and mopped up. As Burke looked to have a go. We'll have the word from one keeper to another. Could she maybe have claimed it?
Oh, definitely. Like, that's what you'd like to see her do there, is come out and claim the ball. Because you saw she kicked it away, and then Aku were able to get another shot. If that shot goes in, it comes down to the decision, oh, I played it out, I shouldn't have.
It's all about fine margins.
In the keeping world, yeah, little details will
do this evening, Danilis, and beyond a few brilliant goals, she's been up to a lot of tasks.
Oh, no, she's been great. Like, I think the only reason she gets criticised a little bit because, not criticised, like, these are little things that we'd like to see her to do because she's so good at such a young age. Like, you potentially see her being a futsalroo in 10 years' time if she can keep up the same development level. She's definitely going to be a very, very, very tidy player in all her adulthood years.
Danilis into another save, and of course, In 10 years' time, she will only be 23.
Yep.
That is outrageous.
And it's not even the peak for goalkeepers. Peak for goalkeepers, you're looking at mid-20s.
Will still be a young keeper about to enter her prime in a decade.
Scary, isn't it?
It is scary. What a promising talent she will be. She will be an unbelievable player, an unbelievable keeper. As Burke finds Yamashita, she's been called upon again, and in fairness to Danilis, she came out, made herself big, and forced Yamashita to poke wide.
Yeah, did the right thing, came out, took away the space, didn't allow her to run at her, forced the one touch and then a quick hurried shot. That's what they're the little things that, as keepers you have to do. You have to notice, okay, their touch might be a little bit short, so maybe I should go to them, or okay, they've got easy control of the ball, I should sit because they can round me easier. Like little things like that. She'll learn. She's been very, very good tonight.
Plenty of action for Danilis too as Bennett clips in. Burke got it away. Yamashita has Day. Al maybe looking to make the run forward. Day came away with it. Couldn't wriggle away beyond McCaffrey, who did brilliantly in defensive recovery.
These little things Selena needs to get out of the game. The kicking the ball. We give away possession. All you're doing now is allowing yourself to have another shot at you. You've given Aku possession where they can work the ball up and potentially have another shot. You haven't given your team a shot where you can create something out of it. It's just a potluck kind of scenario. Another shout out. McCaffrey's been very good tonight as well.
She's tidied up nicely, and bar that penalty miss, has had an incredibly good game.
Yeah,
an incredibly good game.
Obviously, you've got your Molly Burke, really well done in the first game back for a long time. Jess obviously is Jess. Giselle Day's been okay as well, like been pretty good as well. So I think the Aku players have paid, not the regulars, but the ones that have come in and don't play as often have done their job and they've done it really well. And you kind of just get your stock standard from your leaders at Aku right now.
And they haven't looked out of place at all. You mentioned Molly Burke's first game in ages. She's been brilliant. So calm and composed in possession.
To be honest, she's probably been their best player. Between her and Jess, there's an argument for that, I would think, in this game.
Both have shone. Well and truly both have shone. Al has a hat-trick and has really come to life in this second half. In the first half was more of a creator than a finisher, it's safe to say, but that ruthless edge that she possesses has been on devastating display. She looks to add a fourth for the evening. It ricochets out to Day. Eastern 1-0 don't quite clear it. That's a lovely ball from Burke for Jess Au. Rolls it back to Burke. That is simply beautiful. Wonderful Aku futsal once more. And they have picked Eastern 1-0 apart this evening.
Yeah, and the frustration showing on Danilis. She's not happy. They were in this game at halftime. 2-0. What are we now? We're at 7-2.
What more could she have done for that goal either? Not a lot.
Nothing. It's defensively, they've slipped up again. They've slacked off. It happens. Like games like this, they're going to get tired. Didn't use their bench a hell of a lot. For whatever reasons, they could all have injuries. I don't know.
Bennett came away with it. Yamashita stopped the ball into Treviso. Al tried to keep it alive. Has a laugh as that will matter not. But Melbourne Aku go into the break with the legs stretched. They have opened up a small pocket at the top of the table for now. Fitzroy will have their chance to return serve right up next. But for now, it was a Jessica Au hat-trick and some other incredibly inspired performances that means that Melbourne Aku got the job done in ruthless fashion. Eastern 1-0 didn't quite go to the bench when they could have. It mattered not this evening. Melbourne Aku at their best. They remain top of the tree into the break, and they win by 7-2.
Halo, salam olahraga untuk seluruh pencinta futsal di Indonesia. Kami dari Melbourne Futsal Club dan Series Futsal akan mengadakan giveaway di mana akan dipilih 15 pemenang. Masing-masing pemenang akan mendapatkan satu jersey original dari Melbourne Futsal Club. Syaratnya sangat gampang, langsung saja follow akun Instagram ini dan akan dipilih selama 5 hari ke depan. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Let's go!
I grew up with low self-esteem. Was me and my mama just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew running around in a Benzo. My own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive, but look at me now.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
They
All
have
right.
to enjoy the game. Finally.
I'm here with Melbourne Aku's Jessica Au. Obviously, an emphatic victory for your side tonight. You bagged a hat-trick yourself. How are you feeling at the moment?
Yeah, I think we played really well. It was hard in the heat and we only had one sub, but credit to the 1-0 girls, they played really well. Selena did great in goals and their whole team just worked hard, so it's good to see the young girls coming through.
That was the next question I was going to ask you. It was obviously you had one substitution tonight. It's not a cold evening. How did you manage to keep the energy levels up and maintain obviously the level of performance that you did as a group in these conditions with such a depleted bench?
Yeah, I think we just pressed when we needed to in key moments so that we could get a goal, and then, you know, when we didn't have to, we could just try to play possession, keep the ball and make them run instead of making ourselves run.
And obviously you go into a short break now, unbeaten at the top of the table. How big of that is that? How big a boost is that to you? Not just to be top of the league, but to go into it unbeaten as well. How massively does that set you up for the second half of the season, and what psychological edge does it give you?
Yeah, it's really great for the girls. Kui's done such a great job with us all. You know, he made a big statement that we needed to win today, go into the break unbeaten, and then we can work on a few things and come back stronger after the break.
Thank you so much for your time, Jess. Testing 1, 2, 3, Joshua. I'm here with Eastern 1-0 Selena Danilis and Sophie McCaffrey. Obviously, not exactly the evening you would have wanted. What was the reception in the team talk you had post-game?
I think we're definitely improving compared to the last time where we got thrashed 11-0 to only go down 2-0 at halftime and then to be able to score 2 goals and get quite a few chances. We're still not there yet, but we definitely are improving.
Yeah, we're a pretty new team and we have some young players, but we're improving each week and we're going to keep getting better and we're going to get some wins, I guarantee.
Obviously, that young core is such an important and regular part of your side. I'll start with you, Selena, and then go to you, Sophie. How interesting is it to play with people, obviously, in and around your age group and to have such a young core? Is it something that you're looking to build on and build a side for the future?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to keep playing, learning more about it, getting more experience, and I'm going to try to keep getting better and keep improving each week.
Yeah, I think like having such a young team, it does have its disadvantages and advantages. Like we are able to get better like playing older people. Like obviously we're not going to win because we are that much younger, but I think like it is very beneficial and we are definitely improving.
And obviously, you have mentioned that currently winless so far this season, but there's been a lot of promising signs, a lot shown this evening as well. Is the feeling within the rest of the team that you're getting a lot closer to that first victory this season?
We're getting really close to it, and we just got to keep pushing, keep playing, just get a win. Yeah.
Yeah, I think our team's also been pretty inconsistent, but if we do get like the consistency between the players, we can just like string together that team each week and then get some goals and hopefully win a game or two.
Thank you so much for your time, girls.
If you know what I mean, I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. Crew riding round in a Benzo. Red I'll be in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I fight, but look at me now.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because...
Welcome back to Darabin. We've got 2 to go, and this is a big one. Fitzroy up against Thornbury in a truly intriguing encounter. Aku have laid the gauntlet down for the Tigers to chase. They won't be able to go into the Easter break top, but they will be able to stay hot on the heels and ensure it is only a 1-point deficit. They will do what they need to do best, and that is get the 3 points. However, they may be opened up early. Fitzroy caught at the back, and they have a massive let-off. Thornbury had a serious foray forward, and they could have landed the opening punch of a contest, which well and truly will not die wondering. Neither team want to. Richardson's lovely ball for Friscalzo. They were nearly caught out, and when this league is as tight as it is, when the table is as closely positioned as it is, those are just mistakes you cannot afford to make early. They got away with one as Tiger blushes were spared. But it was a golden opportunity for Fitzroy to do what Easton 1-0 did last week and strike first against Fitzroy. Obviously Thornbury this season 5th. They are looking to continue to apply pressure on Carlton Hard, who got a very well-deserved point against Western United in this evening's first game. As Fitzroy and Friscalzo are looking to apply some early pressure. McClure, lovely ball for Friscalzo. They try and open Thornbury up, it's cleared off the line. Only as far as Richardson, who had a go. Saved out to Friscalzo again. Thornbury now, McClure's return ball. The two Friscalzos look to combine, and it is cleared by Jiang. Lovely. Out to Richardson to look to have a go. It might break now on for Thornbury. Jiang got in the way. Richardson hit the deck. No foul, says the official. Strudwick won it in well for Hewitt. And that press is just so relentless from the Tigers, but it was broken by Newen, who tried to find a way through McClure. Nothing was quite doing. And in the end, they will also surrender possession, will Thornbury, as McClure for Aya. Richardson. McClure once more. Fitzroy so methodical and patient. That's a lovely move from Friscalzo. And it is excellent goalkeeping. Sharp off the line. And Thornbury might be able to launch an attack of their own. Hewitt dancing down the line. Richardson there to clean up. Looked a clip for Fruscalzo, but Newen was across quickly. The shout was to just drive it across. Wasn't a bad idea. Fruscalzo cut out Newen's ball. She was looking for Strudwick. And Jiang can restart. Obviously, 3 points for Thornbury would be a massive upset, but they travelled all right this season. And it would be monumental in their hunt for fourth. They need to apply as much pressure as possible. The run-in begins post-Easter as Aya. That's a beautiful ball in for Fruscalzo to turn and Hewitt to get away. Strudwick nearly sold Jiang short, and Strudwick continued on her merry way. Jiang had two arriving for her, couldn't quite get it out of her feet. Richardson came across the cover well. And they want to peel away Thornbury from Heidelberg and Northern Phoenix, push themselves further up towards Carlton and really ramp up the pressure on those in fourth. Strudwick looked to have a go. Fruscalzo got in the way. But they're just testing Fitzroy at the moment. Strudwick, it's a rinse and repeat play. Strudwick this time tried to dance her way around. Did Fruscalzo, didn't Richardson. They looked to press high and they forced Fitzroy into an error. They've started brightly. Have those in white this evening. Can sense there's a real fearlessness with the way they go to press, understanding it's a long time before a break. Obviously, Heidelberg and Phoenix play each other next in a massive game for both of those sides as McClure for Fruscalzo. Lovely cover from Newen, who came across and cut out brilliantly. Bit of a cagey start, both sides trying to get into their rhythm, find their combinations as Fruscalzo's looking to dart her way down. Clipped it for McClure, lovely ball in, and it's dealt with well enough. Strudwick looked to run down the line. McClure happy to recover and keep it calm. As Aya restarts for Fruscalzo. McClure has Richardson short. Lovely ball down the line, and the keeper came out well to cover. But at the moment, Thornbury just letting Fitzroy create a little bit. They're letting them advance beyond half court as the Tigers are finding their bite. But Aya is giving it away. Strudwick is in, and Thornbury hit the front from an Aya error. Strudwick scores with immense composure, and Fitzroy now have it all to do. And Georgie's making sure that they want to get on the march as soon as possible. Newen once again nipped in, but one chance at one end, which Petreska saved well. Aya made an error at the other, and Fitzroy are rocked all of a sudden. A goal down and surrendering possession. Hewitt will be able to take, and right now Thornbury are riding the wave. And it's Thornbury's take. Oh, it's nearly deflected in via Fruscalzo's foot. Strudwick stole a march, and it was nearly diverted into her own net. Can they add a quick-fire double? Strudwick came shortest. Newen hits it in with real venom. Eventually recovered out to her. Hewitt. Back for Newen. Georgie put a shot to it. Richardson comes away. Has whole of court to roam. It will be Richardson. It's rolled for Bryant. And in the end, Thornbury work it out well enough. Strudwick came away with it. Newen wants to spark the counter. Looked to clip Strudwick back in to no avail. But that is the danger that Fitzroy have possessed in front of them. The ball couldn't quite find Bryant, and all of a sudden, Thornbury were unleashed on the break. Fruscalzo skipped away from Newen. Bryant couldn't quite take it under. And Thornbury will restart once more. Substitution, Pham enters court in place of Jiang. Her first involvement will be to saunter over and take a side ball. Has Newen deepest. Strudwick and Hewitt have gone rather narrow. It now opens up a little bit more. Newen gave the return to Pham, and Bryant hustled straight away and won in. Back for Georgie. Richardson. Lovely ball back into Bryan. Once more couldn't take it under. Pham did well. Petreska came to claim. Looked to go long immediately. Georgie did well. Richardson. Twisting and turning, working her way back to Fruskauser. At Georgie, Pham stuck a foot in. But they keep it calm enough, do the Tigers. Fruskauser. Face to face with Hewitt. Looked to drive her way down the line. There was nothing doing. And once more, they're able to reset. Petreska once again looks long. Strudwick looked to steal a march. Pham stuck a foot in. Aya recovers. Her lob towards Georgie is flicked on. No going runners and not enough power on the header to beat Petreska, who claims calmly. Pham couldn't take it under as the ball had ricocheted off the wire, and Fitzroy will restart things. Still a goal down due to an early Aya error, and Strudwick slammed it home with authority. Be Bryant's ball. Pham got in the way. Bryant recovered it, but Pham came away with it. Those two have a tussle. Georgie recycles all the way to McClure. Had Rowan to her left. Looked to try and go to Georgie. It might still break for her. Pham came away with it once and twice. Hewitt trying to find her way out of the Tigers' den. Pham did well. A lovely flick on. And Hewitt can't quite keep it in. Thornbury already looking to issue a timeout when they next have it. Rowan for Aya, who's not prone to a lovely ball back to Rowan, who can go round Petreska. However, she got her angles right and saved wonderfully. An excellent ball from Aya, a lovely chest down from Rowan, but some top goalkeeping from Petreska. Rowan's corner. Still nothing quite doing. Thornbury will have possession and will be able to go to that timeout. They caught Fitzroy napping from an Elizabeth Aya error, and they lead the Tigers by a 1-0 at this first timeout break.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player, because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally, futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that. We know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail, it's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard, and maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
As we return from timeout in Darabin, it is those in lily white who hold a slender advantage. Thornbury have taken the golden opportunity so far in this game. Strudwick with a seriously cool finish. That's a lovely clip. And Thornbury have looked good on the break so far. Fitzroy looked to keep it calm. However, they have it all to do. They must control it. Aya looks to go long again for Rowan, who was unlucky not to score. She took it down with a lovely chest. And Petreska made a top save, and that's the closest Fitzroy have come. However, they have it from the side. Friscalzo is shortest. It's rolled to Friscalzo. Back with Rowan. What can they work? They get a corner this time. Chasing the game. It's left all the way out to Friscalzo to have a hit. Petreska got a good pair of hands behind it. Lovely flick on from Strudwick. Found Pham, who ran out of room. But that is how they will look to exploit this Fitzroy side on the break. See that defensive shape set up. Aya once again looking to clip one in towards Rowan. But nothing was doing. And Thornbury can reload again. It would be a huge win. I know we're talking early. It'd be a huge win if they could find it. It's Petreska. So lob it long. Friscalzo happy to leave it. As was Dimos. And Aya can reset once more. Friscalzo. Tigers yet to find their bite. McClure. Lovely ball for Rowan, who looked to flick it to Friscalzo. Jiang did well in recovery. It was clipped away. Strudwick took it down. Dimos came away with it. It's found its way to Rowan. Friscalzo once more. Chooses to recycle with McClure. Looked to find a smashing ball. Hewitt alert to the danger. Strudwick stuck a leg out but couldn't make the counter go. It's been fast-paced on the break from Thornbury, who have looked dangerous. Fitzroy at the moment looking just to clip long. Aya makes another giveaway. Strudwick might have a chance for a second. McClure shut the door. Friscalzo tried a lovely flick. Hewitt came away with it. However, was pressed by Deanna Friscalzo. But Thornbury again will retain possession. It is all crucial. Hewitt. Strudwick. Jiang. Tried to find the ball into Pham. Friscalzo stuck a leg out. McClure came away with it. Cycled well for Dimos. Friscalzo continued her run. Has Hewitt at her back. Friscalzo holding up. McClure's darted inwards. Couldn't get it past Hewitt. But Fitzroy will have a corner. They are knocking on the door. Friscalzo's take didn't quite find its way to Dimos. Jiang had to clear it. Anywhere would do. And they ride out yet another wave. It isn't quite a Tiger onslaught just yet, but that switch can be flicked at any moment. McClure's take for Friscalzo had a go. Petreska with a solid set of hands, but it will be a Fitzroy corner. Of course, this is a crucial win for Thornbury if they are to find it. Fitzroy must claim all three to keep points. Aku have already laid the statement down with a thumping victory over Eastern 1-0. It's Hewitt. Jiang and her weren't on the same wavelength, but this is a must for the Tigers. Their season may very well depend on it, as they sit 4 points back currently in the title race. It's Friscalzo. That's a lovely ball into feet. The ball to find Richardson didn't quite have enough on it. And Thornbury once again can go. It's Jiang's take. Hewitt. Face to face with Friscalzo. Rather scrambled their way through, and a scramble is what it is. Richardson comes away with it. Rolled it right for Schultes. Richardson. Friscalzo. Lovely ball, but then a stumble on it. Pham nipped in. Strudwick looked to come away with it, couldn't get it under. Fitzroy have 2-on-2. Friscalzo drew Jiang. Schultes couldn't get beyond Pham. Thornbury recover well. It's a lot of trying to skip by Hewitt. That's a lovely ball. Strudwick took it down beautifully. It might open up for Pham. Friscalzo put an end to it. And they might be able to go on the break. It opens up. One Friscalzo to the other. Jiang got a foot in. Fitzroy have a corner, but that was devastating from the Tigers. They very nearly roared themselves level. And in fact, Petreska and Thornbury can restart again. Her lob long. So nobody but her opposite number. Aya. Richardson. Friscalzo. Pressed by Jiang and Strudwick. She did brilliantly for Scalzo to find a way out of it. Found again by Richardson and Strudwick on the press. Thornbury are not letting Fitzroy breathe. And you can feel it. Frascalzo, Aya. Refines Frascalzo. It's cut out by Pham. Richardson. Frascalzo had 2 to beat. Looking to wriggle away down the line. Ran out of room. It was a good foot in from Newen. And via another Frascalzo deflection. Means that Thornbury are able to reclaim it. Jiang looked for Hewitt, who tried to make an advance. It rolled all the way back for Aya. Now Frascalzo. Pressed by Hewitt, skipped away beautifully. Has 2 runners, rolled it to Richardson. Looked to clip long, and once again, it doesn't come to any avail for Fitzroy. Jiang well and truly in the way of everything they've looked to create so far. A few important blocks, a couple of really clean defensive recoveries as Aya looks to clip, can only clip onto the wire. And there is Fitzroy frustration already starting to seep in. Unfamiliar territory. Find themselves a goal down and Thornbury holding solid. Jiang, Newen. Taking their time, Newen looks to clip it long towards Pham. That's an audacious ball as Aya came. Didn't get any contact, but didn't need to as she was able to usher it out of play as Richardson is fouled. Look to go down the line for McClure. Newen in, not once but twice to win it. Schultes couldn't quite get enough on it. Newen wriggled her way out of the Fitzroy press, but also wriggled her way into touch as well. Frascalzo can restart. Dying embers of an enthralling opening half. Aya, it might open up for her to have a go. And Newen got it right, timed that block to perfection. We know that Elizabeth Aya isn't afraid of the spectacular. Scored a truly wondrous goal. Not too long ago from that kind of range. And that is why she needs to be shut down at all costs. Frascalzo from McClure, looking to work an angle. Lovely ball in towards Schultes. Petreska claimed. Came and cleared. And once again, another Fitzroy attack is thwarted by Thornbury. Those in Lily White holding firm. Frascalzo worked an angle to have a go. Didn't get any significant purchase on it. It had the power, but not the precision. It's Petreska. Lobs it long. Richardson got up. McClure came away with it. Had a quick break. Petreska came and in the end ushered Richardson off it. Might be able to roll. Looks to lob long again. Runners in behind, but they play themselves into trouble. McClure skipped her away beyond Jiang, who had to bring her down, and Fitzroy will have a free kick in dangerous territory. Can they level prior to half-time? Georgie's re-entered. Gone to Frascalzo's right down the line. Frascalzo to have a hit. The wall did its job. Georgie came away with it. And Petreska was all over it. McClure tried to steal it away. Thought there was a loose ball. Petreska lobs long. Strudwick got the nod down. Richardson came away with it. McClure recycled. Georgie for Frascalzo. Lovely ball for Richardson. Georgie. Couldn't get it away. She's looked more lively since coming back on. Fitzroy maybe starting to find some flow and some groove in those combinations. As Newen tried to fire one in towards Strudwick, whose goal is the difference. Pham. Georgie. Frascalzo came away with it. McClure nearly sold Richardson short. Pham had a march. And Thornbury's press right now is lurking on a Fitzroy mistake. Richardson's ball. Down the line for Georgie, who hit the deck rather hard. There'll be a Fitzroy free kick once more. Second Thornbury foul. It was Friscalzo who wore it this time. Georgie stands over it. Georgie's free kick. Looked to roll it for Richardson, who turned away from Strudwick. Looked to give the return, but Thornbury's number 12 was having none of it. Shut the door straight away. They're looking for an equaliser before the break. Friscalzo's turn. Petresca's save was superb. They struggled to get it clear. Jiang had a look, and in the end, Petresca was taking no nonsense, but that was a super stop. As Scott Rogan saunters over and issues a Fitzroy timeout. They've been knocking on the door, but haven't found the key to unlock this Thornbury defence. And at this timeout, it is still Thornbury who lead Fitzroy by a goal to nil. We return from timeout in Darabin. Thornbury still a goal ahead. Fitzroy knocking on the door, and they have a ball in from the side. Richardson looks ready to hit. Georgie will take. McClure holds centre. Friscalzo at the back stick. It's Georgie's take, and in the end she split Richardson and Friscalzo. Dying embers of the first half inside the final minute. Newen for Hewitt. Tried to roll it into Strudwick. It nearly broke for Pham. McClure took a loose touch, and Thornbury can reload again. All of these precious seconds off the clock fall in their favour. Hewitt's take. Newen's clip. Aya comes to claim. And she looks to lob long. Friscalzo took that down wonderfully. That's a smashing turn. Friscalzo rolled it for McClure, and Petresca with a superb save. That was a scintillating stop. And in fact, she didn't get a touch on it. Unreal. Fitzroy failed for an equaliser. Her lob long for Strudwick is taken down nicely. Newen looked to roll down the line, but that will be it for an enthralling and thrilling first half where Thornbury took the advantage early. Strudwick with a smashing finish. Fitzroy have looked for an equaliser, but so far haven't found it. Some work to do for them prior to the second half, as this is a crucial game in their title bid. Half-time in Darabin, it's Fitzroy 0, Thornbury 1.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player, because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally, futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that. We know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail, it's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have union group. You can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard. And maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
We are back from half-time in Darabin. Fitzroy with a lot to ponder. Thornbury with the advantage, albeit slenderly. They lead by a goal to nil. A Strudwick strike from an Aya error. And right now, the Tigers are yet to pounce. They've shown glimpses and bared a bit of teeth, but are yet to lay anything on the Lily Whites. The Strudwick. For Newen to get it underway. Hewitt tried to have a go at Richardson down the line. And right now, Fitzroy, for all their efforts in the first half, have not found an equaliser just yet. They came closest before the break. Friscalzo fizzed the ball to the back post, but there was a touch on it. It couldn't turn it in. Rowan had a flick looking for Richardson's advancing run. So plenty to shuffle for Sufus and co. However, for Thornbury, much of the same is needed. They are the lowest scorers in the league coming into this game. Their recent good run of form built on an incredibly tight defence, and my word is that showing at the moment. Would be their third win in 4 if they're able to hold on. A huge upturn for this side, and it would put them very close, within 2 points of Carlton Heart, who are 4th, and having aspirations of climbing into the league's top half. There's Aya having aspirations of climbing into the league's top half. There's Aya. Looks to lob long for Rowan. She went up against Newen, who did very well to come away with it. Nearly ran into Hewitt, who looked to continue her run. Friscalzo was the one who came away. Hewitt continuing to usher her down the line. And Fitzroy will be able to get it going again from the side. Options are plenty. Richardson on the far side. Friscalzo told to switch by Sufus and does. Richardson might have a go, and Petreska made a solid save. That was a lovely stop again. She's had a fair bit to do in the first half, but was equal to the challenge. And that had a vicious dip on it from Richardson. It can be so easy to get caught out at your near post. Richardson might be looking to have another go. Flashed it across the face for Rowan, who couldn't apply a touch. Petreska. Thornbury restart, looked to find Hewitt long. Instead, it might open up for Rowan. Newen stuck a leg in not once, but twice, and was able to win in brilliantly. Strudwick nearly stole a march. Richardson recovered. Friscalzo moved centrally. Richardson with a lovely bit of footwork, and eventually it finds its way to Friscalzo, who drives down the line for Rowan. Richardson, beautiful ball. Newen stuck a foot in. Strudwick tried to come away with it, and Thornbury recover possession once more. This is more ferocious from Fitzroy. There's Jiang. Lob down the line. Strudwick. Rowan. Audacious switch for Friscalzo. Now Richardson. Rowan. Strudwick was able to steal away with it. Newen stuck a leg in. Jiang came away with it. Strudwick got a touch, but couldn't keep it in play. Some Fitzroy protests on the touchline. As Jimmy Soufis will go into the book for his words of wisdom. First booking of the game is brandished of the Fitzroy gaffer. It's for Scalzo for Aya. They need to find an equaliser. Lovely loft towards Rowan again. It nearly caught Petreska out. They are testing and knocking on the door. Maybe a matter of minutes. As Petreska looked long, Richardson put a stop to it. Frascalzo held it up, turned away from Jiang. One Frascalzo to another. Richardson took a loose touch. Strudwick was hot on her heels and pressed well enough that Aya will have to reset things. Frascalzo from Aya's roll. Rowan was short, lovely ball to find Frascalzo, who had Hewitt at her back, looked to roll it, instead found it out to Richardson to have a go. Hewitt made the block this time. Strudwick thought about the ball, looked to turn away. It nearly broke the way of Pham, but Thornbury will be able to get up court once more. They are weathering the storm right now. A team whose success has been built on defensive solidity this season. They're showing that and then some. Strudwick to Pham. They have a lovely little 1-2. She turned away from Richardson, opened up for her. Pham had a hit, Aya claimed. Jiang was there, lurking at the back stick. Aya's throw short to Frascalzo. Jiang tried to skip around both of them. And in the end, Thornbury continue it going. Two Fitzroy errors nearly opened the door again. Aya's throw sold short. Strudwick had a go. And Aya claimed comfortably this time. Rolls it for Richardson. Skipped away beyond Pham, turned inside. Frascalzo advanced for her, nearly sold her short. Strudwick applying the press. Frascalzo looking to go away. Strudwick still nipping in, has to be cautious not to foul. Frascalzo's broken through. It might open up for Frascalzo, who went on her own. Hewitt with a crucial block. Delayed her intervention to the very last second. As Aya might have a go herself, had a hit. Petreska did well. Claimed calmly. Roll for Strudwick, lovely touch for Pham. Richardson and Rowan had a go. Strudwick had a hit. I saw it roll wide. And lob long for Frascalzo. Has Hewitt to beat. Rowan was arriving. Frascalzo might go alone. Hewitt had a hit and then stole it away from Richardson, who was arriving. What can they conjure? How do they find their way back into this one? Frascalzo for Richardson. Looked to have a go. Rowan came across at the near post. And Thornbury will now get that timeout that they so wish. Early in this second half, they have defensively been solid as Fitzroy are doing most of the futsal. They're looking to find an equaliser. However, they still have not found a way through. They trail by a goal to nil.
Akan dipilih 15 pemenang. Masing-masing pemenang akan mendapatkan satu jersey original dari Melbourne Futsal Club. Syaratnya sangat gampang. Langsung saja follow akun Instagram ini dan akan dipilih selama 5 hari ke depan. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Let's go.
I grew up with low self-esteem. It was me and my mama discussing the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew riding around in a benzo. Red I'll be in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive. But look at me now.
The first timeout of this second period. And Fitzroy are yet to fire on all cylinders. They are searching for an equaliser. Thornbury taking the front page with a 1-0 lead. Strudwick holding the back page for now with a smashing finish. As Hewitt from Petreska tried to roll Newen in down the line. Nothing was quite doing, but Thornbury's defensive setup so far has been very, very solid. It's been bodies on the line when needed, but it's always been about the right place at the right time. They haven't been afraid to go high as McClure skipped her way beyond Strudwick. McClure might still be going on an amazing run, but there is a Thornbury foot in the way at every occasion right now. Truly a thorn in Fitzroy's side currently. As Bryant for McClure to have a go. They will get a corner. Newen in the way. Bryant's ball out, all the way to Fruscalzo to have a go. Pham this time made the block. Strudwick was there for company. It is a similar story as Fruscalzo. McClure wants it back. Smashing ball to find Bryant, who stumbled on the shot, and Petreska made the save. That was a beautiful ball. And they might be able to pounce. Richardson, Petreska came a long way. Fitzroy protests as Hewitt clears. There are decisions to be made. Fitzroy want handball. And in the end, it'll be Fruscalzo going into the book for dissent. That seemed harsh. Fruscalzo making her claim. Maybe a bit too flamboyantly. As Petreska looks long, Fruscalzo got up. Petreska happy to usher it out of play. She's on a tightrope. Whether it was warranted or not. Petreska's roll, Strudwick looked to find Hewitt. A bit of feeling in that McClure clearance. And they will reload once again. Newen. Strudwick tried to roll round the corner. Fruscalzo came away with it. It opened up for Fruscalzo to have a go, and Petreska put a stop to it. Fruscalzo has stayed down, as did Hewitt beforehand. Both back on their feet as Aya for McClure. Fitzroy going to the fifth early. Aya well and truly out. Richardson, McClure. Back with Richardson once more. Fruscalzo tried to find it. Pham has an open net. Looked to play it to Strudwick. Richardson came away with it. And in the end, the ball will find its way towards us over in the commentary area via Newen's clearance. Might have a go in between the sticks with handwork like that. McClure for Fruscalzo to have a go. Richardson picked it up off the line. Hewitt got in the way. And in the end, Thornbury will have it once more. Petreska's long throw. Cut out by Fruscalzo, who had a stumble on it. Pham tried to hustle McClure, who did very well to evade the press. Found it to Fruscalzo. Lovely knock down the line. Two sisters combine. Can they work an equaliser? McClure drifted centrally. Fruscalzo once more. Lovely ball down the line. And Pham had to be there to put a stop to it. Fitzroy well and truly turning the screw. Aya's out as the fifth once again. Rolled it all the way out. Fruscalzo has to rekindle. McClure is the option. The net is open, so they have to be precise. It nearly broke the way of Diang. Aya was there to make a clearance, but at the moment, they are being pressed high. The danger of playing fifth is there for all to see. Hewitt. Petreska. Looked to roll it in. Pham came away with it. Richardson might be able to bear down. Jiang did brilliantly to recover. Richardson rolls for Fruscalzo, who fires wide. In fact, it was a brilliant save. Petreska got a hand. Fitzroy took the corner. Petreska swept off her line to clear. That is a super stop at such a pivotal moment. It preserves a 1-0 lead as Aya might look to have a go. Clips it towards Richardson. It was just too tall. Petreska to start again. Lobbed it long. Newer nearly got out the back. It was enough of a touch from McClure. Rowan re-entering. Newen tried to slide it through, then smashed one at the near post. Couldn't beat Aya. And she now goes long. Newen. Pham took that down with a lovely touch. Had Jiang inside. Pham still going at it. Jiang nearly found a way beyond two Fitzroy Tigers. Still on the back of Fruscalzo, who turned wonderfully. Has Richardson wide. Worked an angle inside. Fruscalzo got it back. They had to be careful not to foul, and Hewitt got in the way at the expense of a Fitzroy corner. The pressure at its highest. It's taken by Fruscalzo. Jiang couldn't keep it in. They will reload. Richardson came across. Rowan couldn't turn it in. Petreska came and collected. Quick roll for Jiang. Tried to take it under, had a slip and a stumble. Richardson away with it. Now Fruscalzo. Can they equalise on the break? Fruscalzo's effort via a deflection allows Petreska to collect coolly. Once again, her lob long. Jiang couldn't get on the way of it. Aya. Can Rowan find an art? No, she can't. Thornbury right now just doing enough to thwart every Fitzroy effort. Petreska tried to clip Jiang. Rowan had a go, and that was a big chance. A huge opportunity for a leveller. Fired over the bar, but Thornbury are playing dangerously. Strudwick tried to take it down. McClure got in the way on the second ball. Lovely bit of footwork to skip by. Now face to face with Newen. Rolls it all the way back for Fruscalzo, who skipped beyond Strudwick. Fruscalzo keeps going. It's a mazy run from Fruscalzo. Hewitt put a stop to it. Newen now had one at her back. She did well to get in the way. Dimos. McClure. Too much on the ball, and Thornbury will see it out once more. And with every tick forward, time ticks away inside the final 10. 9 minutes to go. As Rowan for McClure. Rowan once more. It may open up for her. Rowan trying to dance her way through. Fruscalzo now with it. Couldn't get beyond Hewitt. It might break for Dimos. That's a crucial foot in from Newen. Such an important challenge. Dimos for Aya, out in the fifth again. McClure. Skipped away beyond Strudwick. Hewitt with the clearance. Thornbury are hanging on by a thread. Fitzroy now throwing the kitchen sink in search of an equaliser. Fruscalzo. McClure had a go. Petreska got a strong palm. Dimos takes all the way out for Aya. Switches for McClure. Indoors to Fruscalzo. McClure once more. Had a go. Hewitt in the way. Pham might come away with it. Instead, Dimos did brilliantly to win. Fruscalzo skipped away from Strudwick. It is Fruscalzo to roll for Rowan. Pham this time in the way to make another last-ditch Thornbury touch. McClure. Fruscalzo. It is wave on wave. Fruscalzo strike. Two in the way to meet it. McClure's take. Dimos has a go. One high and over. And those in white are soaking up the pressure. Lob long. Strudwick looking to steal a march. She'll run out of room. Aya will gather. Richardson to take. Aya gives it back to her. What can they muster? Lovely ball to Fruscalzo. Pham was nipping in. Richardson recovered. Fruscalzo again. Jiang didn't stick a foot in, Petreska made another super stop. Pham comes away with it. Now Strudwick, Richardson. Jiang trying to march her way through, and Fruscalzo, who's already been booked, needs to be careful. Thornbury free kick. Jiang gallivanting forward for the first time. It will be Strudwick to take. Had a go, and Aya made a smart save. Roll quickly for Richardson. Look down the line. Can Rowan have a go? It opens up for Rowan to drive. Lovely ball to the back post. And Fruscalzo just couldn't turn it in. How much closer do they need to get? That equaliser is begging to be taken. As Thornbury are sitting deeper and deeper. Fitzroy have time. It's rolled out to Fruscalzo. Aya with a lovely throw. Fruscalzo on the turn. Hewitt in the way. And she hacked it clear in the end. Rowan for Aya, who's ventured. Switch all the way out for Richardson. Lovely ball to find Fruscalzo. It may open up for Rowan. Thornbury hanging on by a thread. Fruscalzo once more. Fitzroy trying to find an opening. Fruscalzo drags it wide. Every single chance that is wasted, they edge closer to a famous win. Do those in Thornbury lily white. Petreska long. Strudwick couldn't quite get up under it. Pham look to recover. Richardson will be able to take. Rowan's got away quickly. Richardson. Rowan once again runs out of room, and Thornbury will just be able to relieve the pressure once more. Petreska. Lovely ball down the line for Strudwick. That's a brilliant ball inside. Pham couldn't get clear of Fruscalzo. And Aya will gather. Rowan took that down wonderfully. Richardson, it might open up for her. Richardson has a hit! And she wasn't far away. They are millimetres from an equaliser. Jiang's ball. Fruscalzo came away with it. Richardson hustled by Strudwick. And Jiang happy to lob it clear. You can feel the tension. Aya. McClure. Lovely ball. Fruscalzo. For Rowan, it was just behind. Pham comes away with it. Fitzroy are trying every key. Every single thing to try and break this Thornbury wall down. 4 minutes to go. Hewitt trying to clear. Hustled by McClure. In the end, will settle for touch. And Fitzroy can force forward once again. Goodness me, you must ask what more they have to do. Fruscalzo, Richardson on the drive. Newen stuck a leg out. Richardson, Rowan, corner via Hewitt. Rowan's take. Stopped up. Lovely turn goalwards by Fruscalzo. And a pivotal save from Petreska. Sharp reflex. A last-ditch lunge, keeping the clean sheet intact. Fruscalzo, Richardson drove it into Newen. Had another go. Hewitt in the way this time. Strudwick for Pham, who returned it to Strudwick again, who can't get beyond Fruscalzo. Her and Pham try to make it work. They run out of room. Fruscalzo rolls for McClure with immediate urgency. Lovely clip. Hewitt in the way. Anywhere will do. All the way back to Aya. Safety is the theme. Fruscalzo tried the flick on. Petreska claims calmly. She lobs long for Strudwick. McClure got up, and Thornbury will take it in from the side. Newen's take. Seconds ticking away for Fitzroy. Try to roll Strudwick down the line. It'll break for Newen again to skip inside. Pham came away with it. Strudwick skipped beyond McClure. Ran out of room, but will continue on with possession as McClure got a toe. Strudwick. A goal now may ice it. It's her take. It may fall all the way out to Hewitt, who took it down. Skip beyond Rowan, ran out of room, but Thornbury just reminding Fitzroy that they may pose a threat. Aya. It is now or it is never. For Fitzroy, Aya's ball. McClure didn't continue the run. And the frustration really telling. Jiang. Nguyen. Hustled by Frascalzo. The pressure ramping ever higher on this Thornbury defence. They've withstood it all so far. Have Fitzroy got one more roll of the dice? Jiang tried to roll it in. Frascalzo came away with it. It might break open for the Tigers. Richardson looked to switch. Hewitt stuck a leg out. And that is all they need right now. Continuing to break it up. McClure. Tried to clip Frascalzo in. Aya rolled it for Richardson, who had a stab. Petreska made the save. Nguyen happy to concede the corner, and Fitzroy will call timeout. It may be now or never for the Tigers. They still trail Thornbury by a goal to nil, but will have a corner and will have a set piece cooked up on the other side.
Be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal play, because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally, futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No, they know that. We know as coaches that every day is good for improving your level, so you have to work hard every day. It's detail. It's important for improve your career. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction.
The final timeout of what has been an enthralling contest. Concerned expressions on the Fitzroy bench. Thornbury holding on for dear life. They have a corner to defend. Georgie to take. It's out to Frascalzo, who had a go. Couldn't find McClure. Jimmy Soufis on his knees. That may be that. Petreska's lob long once again. A factor of Thornbury this evening. Looking for Strudwick, who may well be the match winner. Frascalzo. What can they conjure? Trying to work an angle down the line. Strudwick's dropped deepest. Frascalzo nearly opened up. Jiang got in the way, and Strudwick made sure of the clearance. Jiang has stayed down, and we have a stoppage. Final minute. Could it be a thrilling Thornbury win, or will Fitzroy find a way? Jiang continues on. Frascalzo for Aya. May open up for Aya. Roll back for Frascalzo. Clipped in to the area. Petreska came and got there. It's a scramble. Nguyen was able to clear it. Richardson might have a go and fights away off the bar. Fitzroy have an equaliser and they might have time to steal it. They have been pushing since they went behind, and finally they have their goal. Hewitt, a giveaway. They couldn't win it, could they? Frascalzo looking to go. Nguyen wants to keep it in. Anywhere will do. And Thornbury now, having gone from looking to see out a win, are clinging on for a point. Lovely ball in. Richardson out. Frascalzo's effort. Final knockings. Petreska long. Nguyen trying to work it. McClure came away with it. Clipped away for Pham. Looked to find Nguyen. Too much on it. This may well be it. Will we settle for a point or will we have a winner? Aya. McClure may open up. Pham in the way. Frascalzo. McClure. Froscalzo once again. Anywhere will do for Thornbury right now. As McClure might have a go, drilled it across, Hewitt in the way with a crucial block. As has so often been the case this evening. Richardson with one last look. Strudwick in the way, Froscalzo pulled her back. She's already been booked, and Froscalzo in the final minute will walk. Seven seconds for Thornbury to cause an almighty shock. Froscalzo sent off. 1 point apiece currently. Will there be a snatch of three? Hewitt has it. Hewitt may send up a prayer. There is a deafening silence in Darabin. It may all be on this. Fitzroy frustrated, found their equaliser. Could Thornbury snatch it with a final free kick? Hewitt's take, tried to roll it to Strudwick. Newen, Richardson might keep this alive. She ran out of room. Hewitt is in a hurry. Strudwick broke down the line. Pham is inside, but that will be the final knockings of a thrilling contest. Fitzroy frustrated with how much time was remaining, as they had been frustrated all evening, but for Thornbury, that was a performance of grit, of perseverance, of serious fight, and in the end they get a just reward. A point apiece will not do Fitzroy any good in the title race. They now have 3 points to make up on Aku, but full time in Darabin, it is Thornbury 1, Fitzroy 1.
To work hard, and maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
Testing 1, 2. I'm here with Jimmy Soufis, coach at Fitzroy. Obviously a seriously frustrating night for your side. it just wouldn't go in. What happened?
Yeah, I think the last couple of weeks have been a little bit flat, the performances, so against 1-0 and Thornbury. So we were playing really well before that and sort of flying, and yeah, it's dropped off a little bit in the last couple of weeks. So I'm not sure, just lack of energy and intensity, and yeah, we were lucky to get away with the result in the end, but yeah, full credit to Thornbury for the performance.
Obviously, you tried everything tonight in order to get an equaliser. Was it a feeling of relief, or was it a feeling of maybe disappointment on the bench when it finally went in, understanding you'd had so many chances?
Relief, but also we know that in these kind of situations a draw's not good enough, so we had to chase the win, and it only gave us 50 seconds to sort of go for that. But yeah, I mean, a draw and a loss in this kind of scenario is the same. Like, Aku's already taken maximum points from Thornbury, so if you want to win titles, you need to take these games, and it just puts more pressure on us now. So, I mean, relieving to get a draw, but it doesn't really change much for us.
And speaking of the title races now, you now find yourself 3 points behind Aku. You've got one more massive game coming up against them. How much pressure does this put on your side now for the run-in in order to try and overturn that and have a 6-point swing?
Yeah, I think it's 4 points now, no? And we play Aku twice, so it's still in our hands, but yeah, we were right there putting pressure on them, and yeah, we dropped points that had we been playing at our best probably wouldn't have happened. So it's yeah, on us, and Thornbury were defensively very sound. They threw themselves at everything, and yeah, they deserved the point in the end, so well done. They probably deserved 3, to be fair, but anyway, yeah, we'll keep going and hopefully wind it back.
Thank you, Jimmy.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player, because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally, futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game,
I'm here with Thornbury's Louise Hewitt. Obviously a massive point for your side tonight, a game and a performance built on so much defensive resilience. It's a staple of this side, but how much pride does it fill you with being able to go like that, unfortunately with the disappointment at the end, but it was a very solid performance?
No, like, the girls played amazing for the whole match. We've had a really good run. Defensively, we're so strong. I'm proud of all of those girls. Walking away with a draw from that game is not a disappointment at all. We're really proud, and it was a really physical game, so I'm really happy that all of our girls stuck their own and we did really well. Yeah.
And obviously it continues on a very good run of form you found yourselves in at the moment. 2 wins prior to 1 defeat, but now you get a draw and unlucky not to win tonight. How much confidence does that fill everybody with, that despite a bit of a tough start, you've been able to really turn things around?
Yeah, no, I reckon that the confidence from the past few weeks has skyrocketed. We're all so pumped. I think we started the season on a little bit of a lull. We were versing some pretty tough sides to start us off. So I think now we've gotten a bit of a taste of teams more our speed, that we can really compete with, and I think that we're putting on a really good show, and we're showing up every week better and better, and I think it's only going to improve. Yeah.
Momentum's a powerful thing, and we go into a 2-week break. What will the words of advice be for the run-in order to keep that momentum going, and what does this team aspire to achieve this season?
I think just with training, we're just going to really lock in. Coming back from the next 2 weeks, we're just going to go as we've been going, I think. I don't really think we need to change anything. I think we're improving slowly every single week. I think we probably need to push a little further up the field. I think that we've been amazing defensively, but I think that we want to kind of work on our attacking force a little bit as well. So, yeah.
Louise, thank you so much and well played.
salam olahraga untuk seluruh pencinta futsal di Indonesia. Kami dari Melbourne Futsal Club dan Series Futsal akan mengadakan giveaway di mana akan dipilih 15 pemenang. Masing-masing pemenang akan mendapatkan satu jersey original dari Melbourne Futsal Club. Syaratnya sangat gampang, langsung saja follow akun Instagram ini dan akan dipilih selama 5 hari ke depan. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Let's go!
I grew up with low self-esteem. It was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I'm.
And you join us for the go-home show in Darabin on what has been an enthralling game and an enthralling night of Series Futsal Women's, one last hurrah before the Easter break. It has truly been some spectacular watching. Thornbury held Fitzroy in the last game and they showed a lot of defensive resilience, frustrating the Tigers, who had a player sent off. And in the end, it may be a crucial point at both ends of the table. For now, Northern Phoenix and Heidelberg will take us in to a short time off. Both sides who are looking to get their seasons well and truly back on track. It should be an enthralling game. And Heidelberg are looking to make some very early inroads, as Phoenix want to preserve some calm on what has been a season where they would love a few more wins than they currently have. Both sides would. But there are positive signs of improvement. Both still in the race for a top 4 finish. There is no doubt about that. A win could take Northern Phoenix 5th. And what a result for them that would be. It's Tanaka. And Heidelberg keep it relatively cool. Whiting. Tanaka once more. Has 2 Phoenix shirts to beat. Malloy tried to apply the press. Ended up all the way back with the keeper, and right now, Northern Phoenix truly looking to rise from some kind of ashes. A flick inside by Galanos, not quite on, as Tanaka looks to drive down the line. Bagang. Inventive flick over the top, and Olsen's happy to claim. A quick lob long, looking for Galanos, who had looked to have stolen him a yard on Bagang, but it comes to no avail. Of course, Paige Daly in between the sticks has been so solid. She might be called into action a bit tonight. Northern Phoenix sitting in a solid defensive shape, but they have the players that can hurt Heidelberg. One of them already, Galanos. Miller Best as well. Malloy. It's a side with immense talent. It's Fatinos for Bagang. They're trying to slide Tanaka in, and Phoenix might be able to break. Best might be able to stab in the opener. However, dragged her effort wide of Daly's post. It was a darting run from O'Brien. And a lovely roll into the path of Best. She came onto it first time and hit it relatively well, just couldn't divert it the other side of the post as Bagang. O'Brien once again, hot on the heels, how's it go? That's a super save from Daly. Wonderful stop. And we already have a yellow card. Fatinos goes into the book very early, and she will walk the tightest of ropes for the rest of this game. We've already seen one red this evening. Malloy rattles one towards Daly, happy to watch fly by her post. A couple of early licks. As Bagang. Can Heidelberg get themselves going? Tanaka. Whiting. Controlled. Fatinos. Tanaka. Phoenix defensive shape, holding solid, not pressing. Bit of Heidelberg possession. Tried to clip down the line. That's an inventive ball and a lovely turn away from Malloy. O'Brien came to clear. Olsen came all the way out and was able to hack it anywhere. Phoenix, but some sustained pressure as Fatinos looked to go on a venture. Bagang for Whiting. Shot maybe on via a deflection. Olsen aimed at the second attempt. Ryan down the line. Pulls it wide for Malloy, who had a And can Heidelberg go on the break? Fatinos tried to wriggle away, but O'Brien did well, not without withstanding a corner. Heidelberg pushing, Whiting trying to drive. O'Brien kept it in. Fatinos recovered. Bagang. Tanaka. Fatinos once more. United really getting a foothold, taking control. That's Whiting. Fatinos had just stolen a yard out the back. Roll for Bagang, now Tanaka. Had O'Brien to beat, Malloy stuck a leg out. Galanos was calm to come away with it, now O'Brien. Malloy once more. Best. Lovely ball, looking for Galanos. Too much on it, but the right idea. Beautiful ball for Goscombe, who had a stab at goal and wasn't far away. She was in one-on-one. In the end, Fatinos did well to shut the door, close that angle down so she could only stab at the near post. Phoenix will restart with O'Brien. Now Malloy. Lovely ball into Goscombe. It may open up for Goscombe to have a drive. Bagang in the way. Galanos. Goscombe. Lovely clip. Tanaka in the way. Able to skip her way beyond half court. Goscombe now came to apply the press. Tanaka has given it away. Goscombe bearing down. Bagang shouts for handball, not once but twice. And Northern Phoenix will now have a free kick. Tyler Lewis just organising from the free kick. Wall in place. O'Brien might be able to have a hit. Malloy at the back stick. Goscombe near post. Further backward of court is Galanos. O'Brien to have a drive. The wall did its job. Malloy recycles. Galanos back to her. Kristen Malloy to have an effort. Daly with a strong pair of hands. And looks to lob long straight away. Galanos got up first. Goscombe tried to flick it on. Bagang and Tanaka sorted out, but in the end, it is clipped all the way to Olsen. Galanos, who gave it away. Fatimos was there. Heidelberg tried to work the angle for a shot. Return from Jowett Smith. Long ball from Olsen for Goscombe. Nothing quite doing. It's been a cagey start. Neither side really making too many inroads. Possession been hard to come by. And attacks have been scrappy and counter-attack-like. As Daly for Bagang. As Jowett Smith down the line. Rolls for Fatimos, who's been booked already. Jowett Smith. Tanaka. O'Brien leading the press. Jowett Smith once more. Lovely ball to find Fatinos, who wriggled away. Jowett Smith kept going and also made a brilliant save. Super stop to tip it onto the post, but Heidelberg will have a corner. It was a strong palm as Phoenix were cut open. Jowett Smith's corner. Bagang looked for Tanaka. Malloy might be able to break. Good recovering from Fatinos, but Malloy's still going all the way for Malloy. Her drive was wide. Daly rolled for Bagang. Now Tanaka. Looked to roll it into Fatinos. Couldn't find anything other than touch. Galanos with Olsen, back for Galanos. Looks to lob over the line. Goscombe's made a lovely run. Got goal side of Bagang, who did well in her defensive recovery. Goscombe still going. Looked to square it for nobody home. Galanos to come onto it. Had a go anyway, did Galanos. Not quite an effort on target. No real fluid futsal being played just yet. That's Bagang. Tanaka. Lovely return for Bagang. Left it behind for Galanos. Malloy. It's about Phoenix keeping their cool. Galanos. Smashing ball. Can they work? Martello trying to battle. Jowett Smith came away with it. Martello stuck a leg in. Heidelberg will reset. It's hardly been a free-flowing first half as we're past the halfway point of it. Daly. Bennett. Bagang. Tanaka now. What can Heidelberg do? Jowett Smith. They're forced back by a Phoenix press that has been wonderful. That's a brilliant ball for Bagang, and that is a wonderful Heidelberg opener. A super ball from Jowett Smith. Split Northern Phoenix open, and Bagang rolled it in with the utmost composure. And having it been a cagey opening 12 minutes, Heidelberg hit the front with a moment of pure quality. What have Phoenix got? It was a beautiful loft, and all Bagang had to do was apply the finish, and she did with expert prowess. As Tanaka finds Fujiwara. Jowett Smith trying to clip one into the channel. No one was there. Glanos and Phoenix can reset. It was a beautiful opener for Heidelberg. Worked so wonderfully. Glanos. Phoenix must get on the front foot. Malloy tried to clip one in towards Martello. Nothing was doing. And Daly and Heidelberg are happy to reset. They have Phoenix where they want them. Bennett. Skip beyond Martello, ran out of room. Galanos to reset. Lovely ball in for Goscombe, who took it down well. That's a smashing flick for Martello. Once again, Jowett Smith in the way. He's been able to marshal beautifully well. Galanos, Malloy, Goscombe. Face to face with Tanaka. Goscombe keeping it cool. Tanaka stole in. But Goscombe happy to keep it there as Tyler Lewis rushes to call timeout, and Phoenix will get their way. The first timeout called after a Heidelberg opener. Northern Phoenix have a bit to do as they find themselves a goal behind. We return from timeout. Heidelberg United a goal up against Northern Phoenix, who are in search of an equaliser. It was a beautiful ball from Jowett Smith. And Bagang applied a super cool finish as Daly rolls for Fujiwara. Lovely ball. Tanaka, Bennett, Fujiwara. Gorgeous 1-2. Bennett had a go. Olsen across to make a smart save at the expense of a corner. Bennett's take. Tanaka had a go. Olsen palms over. Got up and had to tip, and Heidelberg once again will have a corner. Tanaka to take once more. Shishido's near post on the way out. She does roll to her. Shishido couldn't get away beyond O'Brien. Fujiwata came across the cover and did wonderfully. Still going is Fujiwata, who had a drive. And Olsen, that's a lovely save. Super stop from Olsen again. She has had a busy opening half. Tanaka. For Bennett to have a drive. Olsen stuck a leg out. Didn't break the way of Fujiwata, but this Heidelberg pressure is unrelenting at the moment. Phoenix cannot pierce through. Fujiwata turn, had a drive near post. Olsen looks long for Malloy. Daly dummied and will reset. Rolls for Bennett. Tanaka is far side if she chooses. Fujiwata now drifting indoors. Here is Fujiwata. O'Brien looked to go on the press. Tanaka, Miller Best initiates. Fujiwata, hustled by O'Brien. Shishido, Tanaka, Best comes away with it. It may break for a Phoenix equaliser. Daly came and didn't get there. Cleaned up Matera in the process. And Northern Phoenix will have a penalty. They worked it wonderfully. Matera moved swiftly to get in behind. Daly came and clattered her. A chance for Phoenix to land themselves a way back. O'Brien, 1-1. Piercing penalty. Daly was no chance as it was rattled into the bottom corner. And Northern Phoenix have themselves level. Tanaka. Shishido hit with so much confidence from May O'Brien. Super take. Under some pressure. Fujiwata. Look for the return from Shishido. O'Brien breaking now. O'Brien's twisted away. May O'Brien only as far as Tanaka. Shishido for Fujiwata. Matera tried to dangle her leg in. Miller Best on the recovery. Heidelberg have a corner, but since that goal, Phoenix have gone up a gear. Approaching the final knockings of a thrilling first half. 6 minutes to go. Bennett's take. Tanaka. Shishido. Fujiwata. Matera did wonderfully to get in the way. Shishido once more. Tanaka, beautiful ball. Fujiwata for Shishido. She couldn't turn it in. It would have been a wonderful Heidelberg goal. Phoenix carved open. Fortunate Shishido couldn't apply the finishing touch as O'Brien's ball to Best couldn't quite find her. Bennett to reset. Now Daly. Bennett once more. Best came to press immediately. Bennett skipped by her wonderfully. Lovely ball to find Tanaka. Fujiwata. Malloy will usher it out of play. But Heidelberg are playing without a handbrake at the moment. Olsen lobs long for Malloy. That's a lovely takedown. Has Bennett at her back. Malloy twisting, smashing ball for Matera. O'Brien was one more. They work it out in the end, Heidelberg. Daly came to claim. Shishido got in the way. Tanaka now looking to drive. Fujiwata clipped it round the corner. Shishido. Tanaka. Bennett, lovely. Malloy came away. Bennett to rattle in. Olsen off her line. Malloy with a clearance. Matera can drive. She's only got Tanaka to beat. Matera indoors. Daly off her line this time and claimed with such calmness. Free-flowing futsal, very frantic. Fujiwata for Shishido via the legs of Matera. Tanaka. Heidelberg controlling the tempo. Shishido. Fujiwata with a touch. Olsen came and had to be perfect. That is brilliant goalkeeping, some top judgment. Ventured all the way from goal and made sure it was the right touch. It's Daly. Tanaka. Bennett. Shishido. Bennett once more has best to beat. Tanaka drifting. Fujiwata's come far side. Fujiwata for Tanaka, wanted the return. O'Brien will try and see it out. Fujiwata hot on the heels, but May O'Brien does enough. Olsen. Lobs long for Malloy, another great take. Tanaka this time was the one to twist it away from her. Malloy stuck a leg out, but Bennett and Heidelberg will reset. Bagang re-enters. Shishido. Bagang. Shishido once more. Tanaka on the switch. Malloy came across. Tanaka. Bagang. Lovely return. Bagang once more. O'Brien stuck a leg out. There's Fujiwata's ball. Shishido nearly got on the end of it. As Goscombe re-enters and Malloy has a sit down. Shishido for Tanaka. It was taken too quick and now Northern Phoenix may be able to launch. Best Galanos. Back with Best Shishido immediately there, hot on her heels. Fujiwata, Shishido, that is wonderful! Some simply searing futsal from Heidelberg and they retake the lead on the back of a Phoenix error. They tried to spread their wings on the counter, but United picked their pockets. And Shishido fires in for her first series futsal goal. It was taken so coolly, and they might be on the verge for a second. O'Brien trying to get away in. Miller Best with Daly coming a long way. Best looked to go the long way round. Appeals for yet another free kick, waved away. Phoenix have a corner for their troubles. In fact, they will not. It will return for Daly. Shishido. Bagang. Tanaka, lovely. Shishido, Fujiwata's made the run. Nearly a smashing ball. Galanos had to be aware. O'Brien came across and let it run out of play. Galanos. Tried to clip it only as far as Tanaka. Shishido had an acre if she had to look up. Bagang for Shishido now. Just too much on it. But Heidelberg are playing some absolutely wonderful stuff right now. Goscombe, lovely turn from Best. Skip beyond Bagang. Tanaka tried to close the door. Best face to face with Bagang once more. O'Brien. Switch was cut out by Tanaka. Matera tried to make it work. Fujiwata stuck a leg in, not once but twice. And in the end, Heidelberg do enough. Phoenix have to reset. A goal would be at a premium prior to half-time. Galanos for O'Brien. Goscombe. O'Brien once more. Lovely ball for Best, who tried to get a touch on. Fujiwata cut away. Bagang rolled it into Tanaka, who cut inside and flashed it wide of the far post. Heidelberg cut them open once more. They absolutely flowed through the middle of court and Phoenix did not have an answer. As Fujiwata kept it in play, it'll deflect away off O'Brien and then Fujiwata. Phoenix able to reset at a moment where they need it. Olsen takes it quick. O'Brien might open up for O'Brien to Goscombe, who tried to chest it in. And that will be the first half's final knocking. Goscombe remains down, but at the break, despite a couple of looks, Phoenix are behind. Heidelberg have been wonderful. Went a goal in front, then gave a penalty away before the most beautiful of moves restored their advantage. And half-time in Darabin, it is Northern Phoenix 1, Heidelberg United 2.
Halo, salam olahraga untuk seluruh pencinta futsal di Indonesia. Kami dari Melbourne Futsal Club dan Series Futsal akan mengadakan giveaway di mana akan dipilih 15 pemenang. Masing-masing pemenang akan mendapatkan satu jersey original dari Melbourne Futsal Club. Syaratnya sangat gampang, langsung saja follow akun Instagram ini dan akan dipilih selama 5 hari ke depan. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Let's go!
I grew up with low self-esteem. It was me and my mama, just us in the trauma. Hands up if you know what I mean. I see you, I feel you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know what it's like not to have a home. Feel like I live in the end zone. I'm the one leading the drives. The crew riding round in a benzo. Red I'm in charge of my own fate. Left the excuses behind. Now I'm the illest violinist alive. I took the pain and I thrive, but look at me now.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have a space. They have to enjoy the game. This finally futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No?
We return from half-time for the final time this evening in Darabin. Nightfall on a warm and steamy night in Melbourne's north. The end of a scintillating Sunday. And that's just with series. It's been a beautiful night. A couple of draws, a massive Aku win, some shifts in the title race. And right now, Heidelberg lead Northern Phoenix by 2-1. A big second half, with those currently in turquoise having a fair bit to do. They're certainly one of their best in the first period, but it is very quick how things can change as Galanos looked to find Malloy with a searching ball. Daly was happy to claim. Bennett. Bagang. Galanos hot on the press. Best tried to stick a leg in. Galanos adjudged to a foul Bagang. First time in the second half the whistle goes. It's a crucial 3 points if it is to swing either way. Right now, those in yellow hold it. Phoenix would like to strip it away. Bagang looks to have a drive. Bennett tried to make it work at the back stick, but Olsen will gather. Galanos. Phoenix put under the pump. Galanos short of options, can clip it only as far as Fatinos, who had a strike. Olsen claimed coolly, looked to go long to release Malloy. Fatinos stuck her leg out nicely. Lovely ball from Whiting. Fatinos continued her wrong. Bennett went centrally. Fatinos tried to loft it over Olsen, who rolled for best. Galanos tried to clip one into the channel. Bennett read it beautifully. Now Bagang. Whiting at the back post. Wonderful move, Heidelberg, but Whiting can't quite finish it off. Best from Galanos. Smashing ball for Malloy. Phoenix may have their opportunity. Galanos had gone centrally. There's a twist and a tangle, but nothing doing from the officials. Daly's roll out to Whiting. Best kept her company. Bennett. Bagang. Pressed by Galanos. Fatinos, who has Malloy for company. Roll down the line. Lovely attempted 1-2. Malloy stuck a leg out, but Heidelberg will have the second half's first corner. Hasn't started with the same frantic energy that the first did, but still United are looking to control things. Malloy picked off the corner but ran out of room while trying to go on the break herself. Bagang can reset. Instead leaving for Fatinos. Bagang has Whiting far side. Face to face with Bess. O'Brien happy to see that trickle out of play. It's ball fizzed towards a runner, but nobody obliged. So O'Brien's take from the side. Galanos. Fizzed it into the feet of Bess. That was a lovely ball. Malloy. Wide for O'Brien, who stumbled on it, and Whiting came away. Looked to have a go. She had two options. She had Bennett and Fatinos advancing. Heidelberg will have it from the side. Bagang to take quickly, rolled it for Whiting. Lovely 1-2 for Bagang, via two deflections. Olsen with an unbelievable save. Saw it late, got down, read it wonderfully. That's a super stop. And it keeps Phoenix in it momentarily as Bagang for Whiting to have a go, and another tip over. A strong enough claw at the expense of another Heidelberg corner. Fatinos to take, Whiting to drive across, Galanos in the way, her clearance all the way back to Daly. Bennett advancing. Beyond half court, it opens up for Bennett, and also made another good save. The way that parted for Bennett to have a drive will concern Tyler Lewis and those on the Phoenix bench. As best for Malloy. Took it well with a nice turn, got it away from Fatinos. Best can go, Galanos back stick, Bagang got in the way. Bennett on the break for Heidelberg. Bagang continued on, got away beyond Malloy, but not Galanos. Malloy has stayed down as a result of the contact, and we will have a break in play. Malloy back on her feet, but that looked heavy. She makes way. It would take a lot to stop someone with the talent of Kristen Malloy. She makes way for Matera. We'll keep you updated as to her condition. We hope she's okay. She looked all right coming off. It might have just been a knock. Those on the Phoenix bench certainly hope it is nothing more serious. As Galanos tried to clip Miller best in down the line, nothing doing. Heidelberg will restart once more. Bagang to take, tried to run it down the line. That was a lovely ball. Jarrett Smith, who was so important and so pivotal in that first goal and that first half for Heidelberg, wins a corner. She is Bagang short, who tried to roll it for Whiting. Left it too long. Best tried to steal in. Whiting danced her way beyond. O'Brien got in the way and then hacked it clear. But right now, the Phoenix are playing with fire. Looking to rise from those ashes. However, it is a tall task ahead currently. Bagang's take for Whiting to have a drive. Olsen didn't know much about it, but got a strong palm in the way. That's an outstanding reflex stop. Another Heidelberg corner. Fatinos looks to loft it for Whiting, who'd arrived. And it may well have been not, it was bundled over the line in the end. But not without the intervention of a Phoenix free kick. Certainly looked a bit overzealous from Whiting. As Matera clips it to nobody, obliging a run. Maybe a touch too physical with Olsen to turn that over the line. Fatinos. Bagang. Jarrett Smith. Nearly sold Whiting short, who hoofs one over to the referee's bench. And Phoenix will restart as a result. O'Brien's take. Matera. Try to roll it down the line, and it opens up for Whiting and Heidelberg. One more for Jarrett Smith. That was a fabulous flick, and even more brilliant defending right on her own goal line from Martello. That was super futsal. Greta Jarrett Smith with the deftest of flicks, and Martello read it. Lovely ball as well to find Whiting, who can't divert it goalwards. Phoenix are hanging on. There are droves of United attacks. What can they launch in a counter-punch of their own? Brilliant ball from O'Brien. Best. Down the line, super turn from Martello, who rattles a shot. Daly saves, Matera follows in, and Phoenix have themselves level. Matera with a marvellous bit of work. Gambled on the spill from Daly, and was there to punish Heidelberg. We call it a serious poacher's effort. And Phoenix find themselves level once more against the run of play. Shishido. Jarrett Smith. Back with Shishido through the legs of Martello. Futinos. And Phoenix now have gone up a gear. They've pressed. Shishido, super ball. Futinos can keep it alive, but runs out of room in doing so. Also looks to go quickly. Neither Martello or Matera, obliging her, looked to find Miller best in the end. Nothing was doing. Daly recovers. Looks to return favour. That's a flick on from Futinos. Best. Through the legs of Shishido. Bagang was there. Futinos turns. Shishido has two. Bagang continued her run. The ball just had too much on it. But that is how quickly it can open up. A game which we thought was looking to go a touch cagey has just sprung back into life. As Malloy prepares herself to re-enter. Olsen, that's a lovely lob long. Best with a super turn. Miller Best bearing down. Rolled it back, and once again Jarrett Smith in the way. But Phoenix have a corner. Tyler Lewis thought about timeout, but then thought better of it. Best ball in. Matera nearly had a thrash at goal. In the end, it was flung across the face. Tanaka. Shishido. Tanaka once more. Fatino's gone wide. Jarrett Smith. What can she create? Oh, fabulous cutout by O'Brien. Matera trying to twist and turn her way beyond Shishido. Nothing was doing. Tanaka. Jarrett Smith. Fatinos. Beautiful ball for Shishido, who couldn't take it down. Touch too heavy, and once more Phoenix get away with one. That was a super ball. A wonderfully fizzed through ball from Fatinos. It's Malloy. Clipped it long. Martello tried to get a run on. Phoenix, maybe there might be a change in tack. They haven't had too much joy going long this evening. Shorter could be the one. Best. Fatinos stuck a leg in. Shishido tried to get on the end of it. Malloy, in turn, tried to roll for Martello. Instead, it runs out of play. Tanaka. Fujiwata back on. Fatinos. Lovely cutout from Best. Fujiwata came away with it. Shishido skipped beyond Best. And in the end, it will be a free kick for Heidelberg. Miller Best dangled a leg out. She protests. As once again, those in turquoise prep a timeout. Shishido. Fatinos. Tanaka. Skip beyond Martello. Shishido. Keep it calm and collected once more. Lovely ball from Fatinos. Malloy read it best. Miller Best was going on her way. Malloy has two to beat. Rolled it for Martello. Now Best again. Can Phoenix turn it around? Has two Heidelberg shirts for company. And in the end, it trickles out for Daly. Her lob for Shishido. Martello. Matera, lovely ball. Best looks to clip it long. Tanaka was the one who met it. Fatinos. Indoors, Fujiwata, Malloy, Fatinos. Fujiwata came away with it again. Malloy trying to hustle her. And in the end, it will be a Phoenix ball instead of a Heidelberg corner. Olsen, lovely throw. Martello, Best trying to clip on the switch for Matera. And United will restart once more. Final 10 minutes of what has been a fascinating contest. It's been a true arm wrestle. Shishido, Bennett. The next one may be the winner as Shishido tried to find her way beyond Matera, who was nipping at the heels of Tanaka. Lovely clip over the top. Malloy read it best, ran out of room after winning down. United once again restarting. Phoenix prepping two subs. Fujiwata tried to get in. Bennett, Daly. Now Bennett. Options are plenty. Fujiwata's just dropped deepest. Shishido. Tanaka made it work. Pressed by Malloy. Fujiwata, that's a lovely one too. It's beautiful futsal, and Miller Best had to be at hers to read that. That was wonderful defensive work. Two changes. Galanos and Goscombe. Tanaka. Lofted for Fujiwata. Malloy stuck a leg out. Fujiwata drifted inside. Shishido on the overlap. Goscombe tried to win it. Malloy still going. And in the end, Krista Malloy did wonderfully, not only to get possession, but to win it back for Phoenix, who considered and teased the timeout, but didn't quite. Goscombe's take. Malloy. Clip beautifully for Galanos. And now Goscombe. Can Phoenix get on the break? Best. Galanos. Goscombe. Tried to find Galanos at the back post. It came off Shishido, and Phoenix are able to venture up court. Eight minutes. It will be Miller Best to take. Options are plenty. Malloy nearest to her. Galanos drifting. Goscombe back post. It will be Malloy's effort. Daly happy to recollect calmly. Tanaka. Bennett. Miller Best on the press. It breaks for Goscombe, who worked her way around. There was nobody at the back post. Thought a runner was there who never came. And that is a golden opportunity for Phoenix to hit the front. Malloy good defensively. Fujiwata not giving up on it. Galanos stuck a leg out. It breaks for Bennett. Skipped away beyond Malloy, who did well. Bennett tried to keep it alive, but Olsen will rekindle. Lob for Goscombe. Lovely touch inside. Galanos. Malloy. Best. Couldn't skip beyond Fujiwata. Best left it for Malloy. He tried to clip one in towards Goscombe. Phoenix enjoying a good spell of pressure. Heidelberg having them hemmed in for most of this game. Phoenix now being able to spread their wings. And 4A up court. There's Shishido, Tanaka, Fujiwata. Heidelberg worked that wonderfully. Bennett. What can she work? Cuts inside. Rolls it for Fujiwata, who left it behind her as she tried to get on the break. Miller Best stuck her leg out, and they just about kept it in amidst Phoenix protest. Bennett. Fujiwata, Bennett once again, looking to drive inside and have a go. Malloy came away with it. Goscombe's gone on the break. Malloy scuffed the clearance. It broke for Bennett. And Fujiwata, who fell over, best in the way. Malloy can now break. Goscombe's gone down the line. And Malloy just couldn't find her with the ball. That was a Phoenix opportunity. They withstood the pressure, defensively set up solidly, couldn't spring on the break. Daly. Tanaka. Fujiwata skipped down the line. It's Fujiwata's hit. Not far away from the near post of Olsen. Who lobs long? Best took it down. Tanaka tried to stick a leg out. Goscombe nearly came away with it. Still trying to twist and turn her way beyond. Tanaka it opened up for. Galanos stuck a boot in. And Heidelberg will have to settle for the ball in from the side. Shishido, Tanaka. Lovely ball, Fujiwata. Brilliant return for Tanaka. Bennett's on there too. Goscombe came across. Heidelberg once more keep it moving. Final 5 minutes. O'Brien back involved. Bennett. Shishido. Best got in the way. That's a crucial block. Miller-Best down momentarily, but she's back up. Bagang back on for Heidelberg. Shishido, Tanaka, lovely. Fujiwata. Works it for Bagang. Tried the back heel. Galanos got in the way. O'Brien held it up. Had 2 Heidelberg shirts to beat. Tried to get through the legs of Fujiwata. It broke all the way back to Bagang. Tanaka, teased on it by Malloy, was able to get away. Clipped to the back post for Fujiwata. Couldn't sort her shot out. Olsen spilled, and Fujiwata puts Heidelberg back in front off an Olsen error. All of Phoenix's hard work undone in a split second. And Fujiwata was there to gather up a gift. What can Phoenix work? Matera for O'Brien. Galanos, Matera. Bagang. Clipped it away, Matera now looking to capitalise. Tried to roll it for Malloy. It broke to Galanos. That's a huge chance. The perfect reaction from Phoenix, who have many minutes to save themselves. Daly for Shishido. Bagang. Shishido once more. Had 3 to beat. Fujiwata, Shishido, Fujiwata on the stretch. Wasn't able to make any contact. Olsen lobbed it long for Malloy. Galanos, O'Brien, Olsen. Played in Olsen when she shouldn't have. And this may well be it. If Heidelberg score, you sense that may be good night. All on the line for Phoenix, not only in this game, but potentially this season. Bagang's take, Tanaka to have a drive. Olsen came the long way and made herself massive, made a huge save in the process. Malloy twisting and tangling. It breaks the way of Galanos. Tried to stab one towards Matera. Fujiwata for Shishido, who drew away indoors, then tried to find a way beyond Matera. Tanaka looked to clip Fujiwata in down the channel. There was not anything doing. Now or never for Phoenix. Galanos. Smashing ball to find Malloy. O'Brien on the press. Fujiwata came away with it. Bagang rolled it to her. Only has Galanos to beat. Now the cavalry arrive. Rolls for Tanaka. That's a super stop. Olsen via the post. Outrageous goalkeeping. Malloy kept it alive. O'Brien broke for her. She couldn't quite keep it in. That could be it. Heidelberg may have got out of jail. Tanaka rolled it. Fujiwata's in. To ice it. Bagang on the follow-up. Olsen made a lovely save. Bagang couldn't apply the finishing touch. A truly frantic end to a truly thrilling contest. Tanaka, Bagang. Tanaka looking to loft. Fujiwara took that down. Galanos got a flick on. Malloy was the target of Olsen's throw. It broke all the way back to Daly. And they can take their sweet time, United. Bagang, Tanaka. O'Brien really hustling. Bagang once more, lofted for Fujiwara down the line. Got the wrong side of Galanos. Tanaka had Shishido, who tried to roll it. It found its way in. And Heidelberg will take the 3 points. Shishido with the finish. That may be good night as Phoenix call timeout to conjure something as the time is against them. Heidelberg with a 2-goal buffer. They lead Phoenix by 4 goals to 2. Phoenix have it all to do, and the clock is inside the final minute. It would take a miracle. They've gone to the 5th. As Malloy for best. A quick goal and you never know. As Martello had a go. Daly might go from range. It's a truly, oh my word, it was nearly out of this world. Desperately close. But that may be enough for Heidelberg. They may not need a 3-goal buffer. Phoenix have been pushing. They've pushed from the off. But 2 lapses have given United a 2-goal buffer, and that may be enough. Malloy. Best. Malloy once more. Look to find it all the way out to Galanos. But this may well and truly be it. Daly. Bagang. Tried to roll it down the line. Galanos picked it away wonderfully. Martello came away with it. Shishido, Ari Fujiwara stuck in the way. They will have a free kick. This is it. You never know if they score from here. However, time is all but up. A final 10. It would take a true miracle for a point. It may merely be a consolation, but can they leave series for a little bit with something special? A fortnight off, Best and Galanos. Galanos to have a hit, it wasn't far away. That sums up Phoenix's night, you would say. Close, but they weren't quite there. As Fujiwara's looking to add another. Malloy slid all the way in, but Gang came away with it. Best made a top save, but it matters not for Heidelberg. They did it the hard way. They were tested more than once, and in the end, having gone in front twice, having been pegged back twice, it was 3rd time the charm for those in yellow. As Series Futsal departs for a winter break, which will be a fortnight, you are left with a truly wonderful match. Full time in a crucial game for both. Heidelberg beat Phoenix by 4 goals to 2.
The group. The group is the key of success. If you don't have a union group, you can win some matches, you can win some tournaments, but finally you don't win the World Cup or you don't win the European Championship. You need a strong group and everybody go in the same direction. The futsal is totally different than in Europe or in other countries. I think there are good levels here in Australia. There are good players, so they have to work hard. And maybe in the future Australia is in the top.
Testing 1, 2.
Halo, salam olahraga untuk
I'm here with Heidelberg's Jana Bennett. Obviously a massive 3 points for your side tonight. It looked like it could have been a 2-2 draw at the end, and it looked like it was trickling out. But what gave you that extra yard to go on and grab the win in the end?
I think we had the numbers tonight. We got some new players which fired us up, and we had our rotation down packed. So that we gained confidence from that, and I think we really had it in the bag from the end there.
You mentioned those 2 new players. How big of an impact did they make on this side this evening, and how big has their influence been in the time that you've known them?
Oh, huge. Just gives us that extra firepower that we need up front, and helps with our finishing, which we've struggled in the past, which gets us those wins in the end.
And obviously one more thing, we come back from a 2-week break for a massive run in. What is the goal and what are the aspirations of this side come the season end?
I think just get our strategies down, play together like a team like we did tonight. I think tonight was one of our best performances. We're training over the next 2 weeks so we can come back stronger we've got Carlton as our first game up, and we had a tough game against them a few weeks ago. So our goal is to come out, beat them, and then go from there.
Jana, thank you so much for your time.
A good futsal player has to be intelligent. It's the most important quality in a futsal player, because in futsal play is very fast, and you have to think really fast. You don't have time, you don't have space. They have to enjoy the game. Finally, futsal or football or basketball or tennis, it's only a game, so they have to enjoy it. If they don't enjoy the game, they don't improve. No? They know that, we know as coaches that...
I'm here with Phoenix manager Tyler Lewis. Obviously, you and the side have come in for a lot of heat in the week. Is there anything you'd like to address?
Not really. You've got 2 uneducated duffies talking about you on a podcast. It doesn't really affect you mentally. They've never played the game at a level or coached at a level. What their opinion really means nothing. So it doesn't really matter to me at all.
And obviously tonight the game was looking like it might. Obviously you've got the 2 weeks off now to come and refresh. What is this side's aspirations for the second half of the season, and where does that leave you in terms of being able to go again for the run-in?
Look, at the end of the day, like, we went into this project. It's a project. We didn't come in, we're going to win this season. We as a club and as a team never thought we were going to win it this season. Like, you always had that hope. And if results had gone differently for us earlier on, maybe we would think that. But we're developing. We've got a whole bunch of new players. Literally, the only player from the original Phoenix team before I took over tonight was May. That's it. Like, so you've got Liv, who's come in, played fantastic tonight. Nikki, who's come in, been a star all season. Like, it takes a little bit of time to gel. And training helps, and yeah, that's all.
Thank you so much for your time, Tyler.